If you never take the time, you never know what you will find. I'm a crow, I'm the most with the least to gain. A faded Mona Lisa in a power frame. You don't know me. I'm a ring on a tree in a life that fell. What I did, I done good, and what I done, I did well.
Stations, if you encounter any technical issues related to this Georgia Show broadcast, please call our trouble hotline at 336-831-0861. Mark, 2 minutes until airtime for this basketball game broadcast. Your next time cue will come with 1 minute until airtime for this basketball game broadcast. Stations, we are coming up on 1 minute until airtime. 1 minute in 5, 4, 3, 2, Mark. 1 minute, stations. 1 minute until airtime for this basketball game broadcast. Studio producers, when you hear touchdown, please start your archive recording. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime. Mark, 30 seconds. Your next and final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Touchdown! Studios, start your archive recording. Coming up on 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds, stations. Have fun.
The following is a presentation of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Commit to the G.
Deep straightaway three. Oh, net! Hesitates. Now drives. Wide open land. Good. 1.9 to go. Wheeler's done it again. 1.9. Walton to Wheeler to the basket. Layup. Good. He got it to spin off the front of the rim. To Brown. A driving lane. Good. Around the rim. Count it and a foul. Wheeler with 6 on the clock. Oh! To Edwards. Two-handed. High flying above the rim. Jamaroon. Wow.
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, this is Georgia Basketball. Brought to you by Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Live fast, eat well with Grindhouse Killer Burgers. And Piedmont Healthcare, the official healthcare provider for the Georgia Bulldogs. This is the Grindhouse Killer Burgers Bulldog Courtside Show. Now, to Courtside, along with Chuck Dowdle, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
Hi again, everyone, and welcome to another night of Georgia Bulldogs basketball. Tonight from Stegman Coliseum in Athens, as undefeated Georgia welcomes the Cincinnati Bearcats to town. These two programs have faced each other only once in school history, in the SEC Big East Invitational in December of 2011. That game was won by the Bearcats here in Athens, 57-51, against a Georgia team that would finish 2 games under 500 for the season. Now, 9 years later, the Bulldogs and the Bearcats meet again. Cincinnati has changed its conference affiliation to the AAC, has a record of 2-3 this year, and will be considered Georgia's highest profile opponent on its non-conference schedule. The Dogs were tested mightily by tiny Samford last Saturday night as Georgia squeezed out a late win. We'll see what's in store for the 5-0 Bulldogs tonight when they hit the court against the Cincinnati Bearcats in less than 30 minutes. The Bulldogs Courtside Show is brought to you by Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Live fast, eat well with Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Back to Athens right after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
From a tiny blueberry to a towering Georgia pine, Georgia's agriculture products are as special and diverse as its people. Georgia Farm Bureau members stand for the values that bring Georgia together. We stand for strong communities and Georgia-grown products. We stand for family, faith, and keeping promises. We stand for you and your community. We stand together. Join today at gfb.org.
We are a Farm Bureau.
'Twas the holiday season and families felt glee, for they shopped at Kroger, where pickup was free. Sweet spiral ham, a salad so merry, green beans and Brussels, and cakes topped with cherries. May the magic of fresh food never be done. Happy holidays from Kroger. Fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
For a burst of sweet citrus, pick up Cutie Seedless Mandarins. Take them home for just $2.99 in the 3-pound bag with card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
This is Georgia Basketball, sponsored by Progressive. Drivers who save with Progressive save over $750 on average.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mop Crew is part of our winning team. The Libman Mop Crew makes sure the hardwood is clean and safe for players every game at Stegman Coliseum. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Our mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family-made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see our whole lineup and for a store locator. That's Libman.com.
These days I'm spending a lot more time at home, which means I need ways to easily control my comfort. And here's an insider tip. If you're a Georgia Power residential customer, you may be eligible for up to a $75 instant rebate on a smart thermostat. Here's how. Georgia Power's online marketplace features thermostats from brands like Google Nest, Honeywell, and Ecobee, as well as a variety of LEDs and smart home products like smart speakers, Wi-Fi routers, indoor cameras, and more. Just visit the site and start shopping. Shop now at GeorgiaPowerMarketplace.com.
Hey, welcome back to the Grindhouse Killer Burgers Courtside Show. Grindhouse Killer Burgers, live fast, eat well. And Chuck Dowdle is here. Our producer-engineer is Adam Gillespie. And in our studio, brought to you by Piedmont Healthcare, is Zach Jewell. I'm Scott Howard. We're back a week later, Chuck. Scene of the crime last week. Georgia squeezed out a win over Samford. Final exams, don't have a game all week long. And then we draw Cincinnati, which is, traditionally a very difficult team, but this Bearcat squad comes in at 2-3.
Yeah, they're struggling a little bit. They play a very different brand of basketball than the brand that Georgia plays, but it'll be a good test for the Dogs tonight. Listen, last week, that was a character win last week, because when you don't, I don't care who you're playing, when you don't have a lead to the final minute and 17 seconds, and then you manage to find a way to pull it out down the stretch and stay undefeated, it's like I say all the time, losing can be a habit, but so can winning. If you learn how to win early on, that'll pay off later on. Georgia already 5-0, going for 6-0 tonight. I say let's get it done here.
I totally agree. Georgia and Cincinnati, for only the second time in school history, they'll be lacing them up and tipping it off here in just a few moments. And Dog fans, the official Georgia Bulldogs basketball game program has gone fully digital and is now free to access. The paperback game program is no longer offered, so log on to georgiadogs.com/digital to get everything you need to know heading into tonight's matchup against Cincinnati. That's georgiadogs.com/digital. Zach Jewell's in the Piedmont Healthcare Network studios, and he is next to take us around college basketball in the SEC. That's after these words on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Northside Hospital reminds you to stay safe and stay healthy during the pandemic. It's easy to do a few simple things every day. Wash your hands frequently and disinfect hard surfaces in your home. Don't touch your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. Always wear a mask in public and wash your hands before and after removing your mask. And if you're in a crowded place, stay at least 6 feet apart from others. For more information and CDC safety guidelines, go to northside.com/COVID-19.
Make your first play of the season a smart one. Get a fast and easy sports physical right around the corner from Piedmont Quick Care at Walgreens. With 27 locations offering extended hours and most open 7 days a week, you can book online to get in, get out, and get on your way to a championship year. Visit piedmont.org/UGA to schedule a sports physical today. Patient care services provided by Piedmont Healthcare. Piedmont Quick Care at Walgreens. One stop to better.
This is Georgia Basketball, sponsored by Progressive's Home Insurance. Get your quote at progressive.com today.
Now more than ever, it's important to support our local businesses, whether it's your favorite pizza place or your neighborhood barber. That's why I'm a proud member of Georgia's Own Credit Union. Georgia's Own has been serving our local community for more than 85 years. Whether they are saving you money on a checking account or credit card, or supporting the people, places, and teams that we've grown to love, Georgia's Own can't be beat. To learn more, visit their website at georgiasown.org. I'm Chuck Dowdle, and I'm one of Georgia's Own.
And now another edition of Obvious News from Geico.
Obvious news!
A study says that soft talkers do not make great radio personalities. We asked local librarian Steve Sage about this, and here's what he said.
Honestly, I don't buy it. I think I make very captivating radio.
Also in Obvious News, Geico makes it easy to save money and easy to manage your policy with the Geico app. So switching is a really smart decision. How does Steve feel about this?
I love the Geico app. I use it all the time.
That's Obvious News from Geico.
Obvious news!
Welcome back to the Grindhouse Killer Burgers Bulldog Courtside Show. Now, scores and highlights from around college basketball. Let's go inside the Piedmont Healthcare Network studios. Here's Zach Jewell.
And welcome inside our Piedmont Healthcare studios as we continue to get you set for the Bearcats and the Dogs coming up in just a little bit. Time now, though, for a check of scores around the nation. We'll start with SEC Hoops, where everything but one other game is final. 22nd ranked UNC topped the struggling Kentucky team 75-63, making the Wildcats now 1-5 on the season. Auburn beat Troy 77-41. Alabama dropped a close one, 73-71 to Western Kentucky, and Ole Miss fell to Dayton 65-62. Last game other than ours will start at the same time as ours. Vanderbilt hosts Radford up in Nashville. Top 25 Hoops has a few more finals to tell you about. Number 1, Gonzaga topped number 3, Iowa, 99-88. Second-ranked Baylor raced by Kansas State, 100-69, and number 20 Ohio State handles UCLA, 77-70. Still to come later on tonight, 7th-ranked Villanova will host St. Joe's, and 15th-ranked FSU will host UCF. Both those games slated to tip at 9 p.m. Plenty more around the gridiron to tell you about on Conference Championship Weekend. The early window saw number 4 Ohio State likely cement a playoff spot as they beat Northwestern 22-10. They also saw Iowa State's playoff dreams slip away as they lost to Oklahoma 27-21. The second window saw what was supposed to be a competitive game and turn into a rout as Clemson beats Notre Dame 34-10. A few of the games around the SEC to tell you about that we'll get to around halftime, but we'll keep up to date on all that and more throughout our broadcast. But now, it's 15 minutes to tip-off, presented by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Scott is caught up with top dog Tom Green. They're next on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
'Twas the holiday season and families felt glee, for they shopped at Kroger, where pickup was free. Sweet spiral ham, a salad so merry, green beans and Brussels, and cakes topped with cherries. May the magic of fresh food never be done. Happy holidays from Kroger. Fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
Celebrate with a bone-in Kroger brand spiral sliced ham. They're $1.79 a pound. Limit 1 with card and additional $25 purchase. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
From a tiny blueberry to a towering Georgia pine, Georgia's agriculture products are as special and diverse as its people. Georgia Farm Bureau members stand for the values that bring Georgia together. We stand for strong communities and Georgia-grown products. We stand for family, faith, and keeping promises. We stand for you and your community. We stand together. Join today at gfb.org.
We are a Farm Bureau.
Don't go anywhere. The Dogs are coming right back. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
You've heard liberal Senator Chuck Schumer.
Now we take Georgia, and then we change America.
And radical liberal Congresswoman AOC.
We win these races in Georgia so that we don't have to negotiate.
Now hear Senator David Perdue.
No negotiation. Think about that. Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and John Ossoff want total control. They win Georgia, they'll have it. Illegal immigrants, voting. Police, defunded. Taxes, sky high. Our proud military, gutted. The Supreme Court, packed. Is any of that really what you want? It's easy to say, that'll never happen in America. But that's exactly what they've told us they will do. We're the only ones left who can stop them. We win Georgia, we save America.
I'm David Perdue, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message, paid for by Perdue for Senate.
We're getting closer to tip-off. Time now for a visit with the Dogs head coach, Tom Crean. With Coach Crean, here's Scott Howard.
Welcome back to the Grindhouse Killer Burgers Courtside Show. Georgia and Cincinnati are coming up tonight here at Stegman Coliseum. It's time to catch up with Bulldogs head coach Tom Crean. Coach, your team's 5-0, one of the few undefeateds left in the Southeastern Conference. What are your thoughts on the way you've played so far?
Well, the schedule was built for us to be at home and to get some confidence with a young team, and we had to make adjustments without an MTE and things of that nature. And that's what it's been, and now it gets ramped up big time. So when you're playing teams like Cincinnati, and they've had the tradition that they have, which I'm well aware of from being at Marquette, living in the Midwest as long as I did, it really is going to test us. There's no doubt about it. But it's here, right? And the SEC play is right around the corner, and we've got to make sure we understand what it's going to take, good, bad, or indifferent, on how we're going to get better. And tonight we're going to see what we're going to see a lot in the SEC, a big, strong, physical team, and with physical guards, bigger than us inside, fairly deep. I'd say pretty deep, actually. And we're going to have to deal with it. And we've got to bring our style of play to this, which has got to be to open up the court, keep it spread, get out and attack, be really good defensively. And the greatest challenge for us, Scott, is going to be on the glass. I don't think there's any question about that. The other thing that scares me is they are going to try to physically out-tough us. Mm-hmm. So when we cut and we move, we can't stop, right? We got to cut through that, and we got to get through that. And we haven't really been defended like that with other people. Montana to a degree, Samford to a degree, but not to the level of this. So it's going to be really, really important that we stay on the attack all night long and keep our confidence high, because we're attacking and moving.
You mentioned rebounding and the importance of that. That raises the question of Tumani Kamara. How is he, and will he be available tonight? He's
better. Yeah, he's better. He has not had a full week, but he's gotten better. So he'll be in there tonight, and we're hoping that'll go well.
They've got 6'10" and a 7-footer. Can you overcome their size advantage with your speed?
Well, we have to all year long. With our physical aggressiveness inside, with how we come after the ball, with getting deflections, with mixing up our post defenses, mixing up our defenses, bringing pressure to the game. It's going to be important. But we don't have those guys to go against day in and day out. And so it's going to be really, really important. And that's the trade-off. When this team became smaller, it was going to be, okay, well, we've got to make shots. And that's the one thing we're still not doing yet. We're not making shots consistently yet to really, really stretch the defense. And it's going to come, but it's just not here yet. Tonight would be a great night for it to come. But, whatever they've got a strength on the other end, we've got to turn it to a strength for us. But at the end of the day, it's going to be man-on-man, and it's going to be physical when that shot goes up.
End of the semester. It's been a week since your last game. Was your preparation good this week? Was it satisfying for you?
Yeah, it was up and down. I mean, it's a tough week. The last 2 weeks are really tough with everything that goes on academically, and to keep guys locked in and focused. But today we just had the best walkthrough we've had all year. And it was really good. So hopefully that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to carry over, but I hope it does. But we got better. Yesterday was a good practice. We had some days that weren't so good, but we had other days that were. And I think some of that is because it's this time of year. And everything is different, right? Everything that they do is different. And eventually that takes its toll. And we've just got to keep keeping it full of energy and excitement, and keep helping these guys understand how much better they can get.
Tom, thanks for your time as always. Let's hope they're locked in and ready to go tonight. Good luck to you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Go Dogs.
All right, that's Coach Tom Crean. We'll give you the starting lineups for the Bulldogs and the Bearcats when we come back on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance was created in 1959 to provide financial protection for farmers and rural communities. Over the years, it has grown to protect all Georgians through affordable home, auto, and life insurance, helping Georgia build a strong agriculture industry and keeping the promises we made to our members. Our agents and members stand together for the values that make Georgia special: faith, family, and community. We stand together. We stand for you.
We are a Farm Bureau.
The SEC taught us that it's easy to love winning, but that the best of the best know where to look for the win, even in losing. Because setbacks are an inevitable part of almost any endeavor, and the hardest lessons are the ones that teach us the most. As the official bank of the SEC, at Regions, we believe every day is a good day to dig deeper. What has the SEC taught you? Join the conversation with hashtag SEC Lessons. Regions Bank. Member FDIC.
This is Georgia Basketball, sponsored by Progressive. Drivers who save with Progressive save over $750 on average.
These days I'm spending a lot more time at home, which means I need ways to easily control my comfort. And here's an insider tip. If you're a Georgia Power residential customer, you may be eligible for up to a $75 instant rebate on a smart thermostat. Here's how. Georgia Power's online marketplace features thermostats from brands like Google Nest, Honeywell, and Ecobee, as well as a variety of LEDs and smart home products like smart speakers, Wi-Fi routers, indoor cameras, and more. Just visit the site and start shopping. Shop now at GeorgiaPowerMarketplace.com.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mop Crew is part of our winning team. The Libman Mop Crew makes sure the hardwood is clean and safe for players every game at Stegman Coliseum. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Our mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family-made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see our whole lineup and for a store locator. That's Libman.com.
It's time for the Dogs to eat.
Beats Fagan. Windmill. Lay in. Good. Ty Fagan. Dribble drive. Scoop shot. Good. Right down the lane. He got him on the crossover. Rebound. Kamara leans in and scores with the kiss. Wheeler down the lane. Drops it up with a bounce to Kamara. He flushes with two hands. Finds a spot on the floor. In range. A 25-footer. Still by Brown. It could be a little shoot time with a two-handed dunk.
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Welcome to live play-by-play coverage of Dogs basketball. Georgia basketball is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Piedmont Healthcare, the official healthcare provider for the Georgia Bulldogs. And by State Farm. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Now, alongside Chuck Dowdle, let's go courtside and join the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
Welcome back to Stegman Coliseum. Quickly, Georgia's starting five for the 5-0 Bulldogs, coached by Tom Crean. His five tonight on the floor. First, Severe Wheeler, 5'10 sophomore from Houston, Texas. Justin Kier, 6'5 graduate transfer from George Mason. He's from Grottoes, Virginia. Tumani Kamara, 6'8 sophomore from Brussels, Belgium. That's good that Tumani is back after missing last week's game. Ty Fagan, a 6'3 junior from Logtown, Georgia. And P.J. Horn, 6'6 graduate transfer from Virginia Tech. He is from Tifton, Georgia. Horn, Fagan, Kier, Kamara, and Wheeler, the starting five for Georgia. The Bulldogs in Cincinnati coming up tonight. We'll step aside one more time. Back for the tip in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Long-lasting protection against COVID-19 is crucial to a safe living and work environment. That's why Georgia Athletics has chosen Cleanwell Services as their official disinfection partner. The trained technicians at Cleanwell use a CDC and EPA-approved nanotechnology-based cleaner that sticks to surfaces for an industry-leading protection lasting beyond 30 days. The Bulldogs trust Cleanwell, and if your business wants to keep your employees and customers safe, you also need to trust Cleanwell. Visit cleanwellsafe.com to get started today.
Get ready for tip-off at the UGA Bookstore, featuring the best Bulldogs gifts and apparel. Shop all the great brands at the UGA Bookstore like Nike, Tommy Bahama, Vineyard Vines, and Southern Tide. The UGA Bookstore is the exclusive home of the UGA 10 collection by Peter Millar. The UGA Bookstore in the heart of campus next to the Tate Student Center. Shop online 24/7 at UGABookstore.com. The UGA Bookstore, it's where dogs shop.
This is Georgia Basketball, sponsored by Progressive's Home Insurance. Get your quote at progressive.com today.
At Community Coffee, we've been making great tasting coffee for over 100 years. But what makes us different isn't just how long we've been around, it's how far we're willing to go in pursuit of the perfect cup. We select only the finest beans and use over 4 generations of family roasting experience to give you the richest, most delicious coffee around. Find Community Coffee at your local grocery store or visit communitycoffee.com to order some today.
Now more than ever, it's important to support our local businesses, whether it's your favorite pizza place or your neighborhood barber. That's why I'm a proud member of Georgia's Own Credit Union. Georgia's Own has been serving our local community for more than 85 years. Whether they're saving you money on a checking account or credit card, or supporting the people, places, and teams that we've grown to love, Georgia's Own can't be beat. To learn more, visit their website at georgiasown.org. I'm Chuck Dowdle, and I'm one of Georgia's Own.
Just a minute or two away from tip-off Georgia and Cincinnati tonight. It's time for our Ford Keys to the Game, presented by Ford and the F-150. The Ford F-150 is more than a truck. It's your starting point guard. Learn more at buyfordnow.com. Then see your local Ford dealer and score a great offer on the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs, the Ford F-150. Here's Chuck Dowdle with our keys to the game.
All right, Scott, let's get right at them. Listen, you heard Tom Crean telling you a while ago, and this is so true, Bearcats, they like to take the air out of the ball. Now, that's against the rules. It's against the rules literally, but not figuratively. And so what they like to do is they want to slow it down. They want to play this game somewhere in the 60s. We want to play it north of 70. So let's make sure that we don't get trapped into playing their style. Let's make them play ours. Secondly, Dogs have to use their bench. Cincinnati, they had one player. Bearcats with one player averaging double figures. Dogs are one of only 3 teams in the country that have 6 players averaging in double figures. So we got to take full advantage of our bench, spread that scoring around, and let's make sure we beat these guys.
All right.
And then, wait a minute, I got one more.
You got one more?
I got one more. We got 2 games. We got 2 games. Hey, listen, it's COVID, okay? We got 2 games left in the preseason. Let's finish strong. The SEC looks wide open this year. Let's make some noise.
Yes, indeed. There's only 4 undefeateds left in the Southeastern Conference, and Georgia's one of those teams trying to stay there tonight. As we pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Starting lineups being announced here inside Stegman Coliseum. And Tumani Kamara, the last to be recognized for the Bulldogs. And again, Georgia's starting 5. Severe Wheeler, Justin Kier, Tumani Kamara, Ty Fagan, P.J. Horn. For Cincinnati, they're 2-3 on the year. Already played a conference game. They're 0-1. They lost to South Florida last Wednesday at home, 74-71. John Brannon is their head coach. He's in his 2nd season. They were an NCAA team. Well, they would have been last year had there been an NCAA tournament. They were 20-10. and tied for first in the American Athletic Conference with a 13-5 conference record. His starting five tonight: David DeJulius, 6-foot guard; Keith Williams, a 6'5 senior guard; Micah Adams-Woods, a 6'3 sophomore guard; then a couple of biggies: Rapolis Ivanauskis, 6'10 graduate transfer from Colgate and Northwestern; and 7'1 Chris Vogt, a senior transfer from Northern Kentucky. Our tip-off is brought to you by Northside Hospital Atlanta. Our surgeons have decades of experience with routine and complex surgeries. Today, Northside Hospital leads the Southeast in innovative procedures, performing nearly 40,000 robotic surgeries since 2005. Their confidence and compassion await you in Atlanta. Learn more at northside.com. Georgia in white, Cincinnati in black. Pat Adams, Anthony Jordan, Steven Anderson, our trio of officials. The Dogs control the tip, and we are underway at Stegman Coliseum on this Saturday night. Glad to have you along as Severe Wheeler drives under the basket.
We didn't really win that tip, but P.J. Horn snuck in there and stole it.
We ended up with a basketball.
That's right.
Here's Tumani for three from the left wing. That's no good. Offensive board put back for the Dogs, won't go. Fight for the rebound. Saved over the inline by Ty Fagan. He fires it into Kyer. The Dogs get another chance. Wheeler going to drive, now back it out. He hesitates, and ball ripped out of his hands and knocked out of bounds over the inline, so the Dogs will maintain possession. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Dogs looking for the first points of the ball game. A little more than 30 seconds in. Wheeler curls down the lane. High, banker won't go. And Cincinnati's going to get the rebound with Ivanauskis, the 6'10 graduate transfer. So the Dogs come up empty on their first possession. Cincinnati with a basketball.
Yeah, and Ivanauskis made Severe adjust that shot.
6'10 and 7'1" in the post for Cincinnati. That's an adjustment for Georgia tonight. Here's a three ball, right wing, won't go. Rebound Kyer for the Dogs as DeJulius comes up empty for the Bearcats. Kyer into the front court. Number 5 dribbles hard to the left, drives, open lane to the basket, lay in good.
They let him go.
They did indeed.
You know what? Look, Scott, I'll score if you let me go. Just leave me alone to go lay it up.
I don't know if you could have been that fast. Here's a three, left wing by Cincinnati, won't go. They get an offensive rebound with a big guy, Vogt, 7'1", working against Horn to give the Bearcats another opportunity. Set shot three by Keith Williams. He missed on the left wing. Rebound to the Dogs. Fagan got it, feeds it to Wheeler up ahead. Severe drives left to the lane, curls off on the baseline. They get it over to Kyer now. High on the right side. He'll walk it slowly, middle of the floor, between the circles. Hand off to Kamara. He trots to the left wing, scoops it over to Wheeler, and off his hands and out of bounds into the Bearcat bench. I think Severe thought Cincinnati tipped it out, or at least he was trying to sell that, but Steven Anderson with a call as the Dogs turn it over. 2-0 Georgia. Not quite 2 minutes in here on this Saturday night. Bearcats, Williams holds on the left wing, got a screen, moves to his right, gives it to Adams-Woods on the left side. They feed it into the big guy, Vogt. He's double teamed on the left baseline. Out front to the other big guy, Ivanauskis. He works with Kamara. Good defense by Tumani to Williams. Free throw line jumper. Rattles out, no good. Rebound picked up off the bounce by Fagan. Up ahead to Wheeler. He flies down the floor, feeds Kamara. One-handed jam in the lane.
Boy, the little fella had all their attention. Tumani, who's a much bigger guy, had none.
That seemed to work for the Dogs on that one. Cincinnati got away. DeJulius got away from his defender and had an easy layup for the Bearcats as they're on the board with their first two. Dogs step out of bounds, running the floor near sideline. Fagan caught the tape on the right side, and we turn it over. Unforced error there. Cincinnati will have the ball. They trail 4-2. Bearcats had to go back onto the floor to pick up the basketball. It was just sitting out there on the floor. Nobody was going to get it for them.
Well, I'll tell you what, one thing is good to see, they're not substituting. Samford had 92 substitutions last week. 92. They substituted after the first ball possession.
Bearcats with the ball. They attack with DeJulius on the left baseline. A little fadeaway two on the left baseline is good, and we're tied at 4. Wheeler takes it into the front court, down far to the right from our vantage point. Now Kamara works on the dribble, switches hands, lays it up from the left side with the right hand, going away from the basket.
He is so much better than he was as a freshman, and he was good as a freshman.
My goodness. 6'4" Dogs. Cincinnati's Adams Woods shot blocked by Kamara at the rim. Dogs off and running with Wheeler, runs into the big 7-footer. Contact made, no call, no basket either. Cincinnati with a rebound on the missed shot by Wheeler. Here's DeJulius, going to scoop it into the corner. Bearcats give it to Keith Williams. He's their leading scorer. Spin move against the double team. Got into the paint and lays it up off the window good.
And that's why he's their leading scorer. That was a beautiful move.
And something on the floor, and Pat Adams will blow the whistle and stop play for a moment.
And put it in his pocket, whatever it was. Was it money?
Something on a waistband. I'm not sure what it was. A piece of, was it money? It would have gone into the pocket if it was money. It's like, I'll give it to you later. Adam Gillespie says it was one of those GPS monitors things that these guys wear now when they're playing. Adam Gillespie, our extraordinary producer, engineer here on site.
The great Adam Gillespie.
6-6 ball game, Dogs and Bearcats. Georgia with a basketball. Wheeler into the paint, feeds Kamara, his favorite target thus far, and he's called for traveling as they reach in and try to tie him up. Tari Eason had subbed in, and he was one of the guys that was reaching time to tie up Tumani, and they forced a travel on the Dogs. Georgia's turned it over a handful of times here into the first timeout. 15:57 to go, first half. Georgia 6, Cincinnati 6. Back after this, Bulldogs Sports Network.
Core Power's the official protein drink of Georgia football. Fueled by 26 grams of high-quality protein, your workout will never go to waste. Work hard, recover harder with Core Power, the official protein drink of Georgia football.
These days I'm spending a lot more time at home, which means I need ways to easily control my comfort. And here's an insider tip. If you're a Georgia Power residential customer, you may be eligible for up to a $75 instant rebate on the Smart Thermostat. Here's how. Georgia Power's online marketplace features thermostats from brands like Google Nest, Honeywell, and Ecobee, as well as a variety of LEDs and smart home products like smart speakers, Wi-Fi routers, indoor cameras, and more. Just visit the site and start shopping. Shop now at GeorgiaPowerMarketplace.com.
Core Power's the official protein drink of Georgia football. Fueled by 26 grams of high-quality protein, your workout will never go to waste. Work hard, recover harder with Core Power, the official protein drink of Georgia football.
Everybody remembers the amazing light show last year when we ran the Fighting Irish out of Sanford Stadium that made Georgia the envy of college football. I'm Kenny Mullins, business manager for the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613. Every light in Sanford Stadium was installed by an IBEW electrician. We also light up the practice facility and many other buildings on campus. Learn more about the IBEW at IBEW613.org. Go Dogs!
Hey, Dog fans, if you need a home loan to fit your team and budget, Rocket can. Rocket Mortgage, proud mortgage partner of Georgia Athletics. Along with Chuck Dowdle and our producer-engineer, Adam Gillespie. Scott Howard back with you. Zach Jewell is in the Piedmont Healthcare Network studios. We're tied at 6.
Scott,
Three turnovers by Georgia so far, Chuck.
You mentioned we'd had a handful of turnovers. It's one of the few categories that so far this season we're not outperforming the Bearcats in. But we've been turning it over at a rate of about 17 per game. They've been turning it over only about 13 times per game. Obviously, that's quite a few more possessions, which can make a difference over the course of this contest. But, look, Dogs just got to be more careful with it, make each possession count.
They're going to have to play a possession on defense right here. Cincinnati has the basketball. They bring it up the length of the floor. Trying to take the lead for the first time. We're tied at 6. Bearcats ball. DeJulius works against Wheeler. Top of the key goes to Keith Williams. Air ball on the 3 straight away. And it'll be the Dogs' ball. As the ball bounces out of bounds under the basket. And Georgia will have the possession. Defensive pressure in the backcourt now by the Bearcats. They're in black. Dogs in white. Wheeler turns it over. Nope. Got it back. I thought he did turn it over, but Cincinnati couldn't hang on, and it went right back to Sevier. Here's Kyer now through traffic, through the double team. He cradled the ball, let it float high out of the right hand. Good. And the Dogs with an 8-6 lead. 15-12 remaining here in half number one. First meeting between these two teams in 9 years. DeJulius with a 3 to give Cincinnati its first lead, 9-8. 15:02 to play, half one. Kyer attacks left wing, feeds it to Horn on the bounce in the paint. Nothing to do with it there. Kicks it out to Kamara for a 3. Right wing hits the far side of the rim, and the rebound skips down to Cincinnati. Bearcats basketball. The 6-foot junior guard, the transfer from Michigan, DeJulius, brings it into the front court. They go to Williams in the corner. Back to DeJulius, straightaway 3, off the mark, no good. Kamara has the rebound, had it tapped out of his hands a couple of times, kept fighting for it and got it down. Up ahead to Fagan. Spins out of control, lost it under the basket.
Well, he got tripped.
Ball's in Cincinnati's hands. Williams loses it behind his back. Scramble on the floor. Up ahead to Wheeler. Diagonal pass to Fagan. He pulls the ball around his body and lays it up and in good. Ty Fagan with his first points, and the Dogs back in front, 10-9.
And that's Georgia basketball there. Run the floor, but when you do it, you got to finish.
Williams and Kamara got tangled up on this left end down here after that takeaway by the Dogs. Cincinnati with the basketball. Here's a 3-ball right wing, no good by Zach Harvey. Offensive rebound, Williams slides in from the left side and uses the glass to bank it in. Short layup, good.
That's a good player, that young man.
11-10, Cincinnati leads. Long jumper, Kyer won't go for the Dogs. And Cincinnati gonna.
Nope, Adams got it.
Throw it away. Right off the old access unit. You might want to check it. Does it need the defib now? The ball hit right on it. That easily could have knocked us off the air, but it didn't, thankfully. 11-10, Cincinnati with a 1-point lead, 13-38. Our broadcast position this year is
different.
Is a high target area.
Yeah. We better be alert. It's like playing on the floor with Severe. Yeah. You better be alert.
You can't look away from the floor, man. The ball can nail you in the side of the head. Andrew Garcia has checked in for Georgia. He's got the ball, as a matter of fact. Throws it out ahead to Kamara. Spins down the right edge of the lane. Kick out. Christian Brown is in. He's fouled on a 3-point shot off the back of the rim. No good. He'll go to the line and have to earn it there with 3 foul shots. And the foul was on Jeremiah Davenport, the 6'7" sophomore from Cincinnati. His first foul and the team's first. And Christian to the free throw line for 3. Brown 8 of 11 from the line this season, 73%, and looking for his first points of the night. Averaging just over 6 points and 5 rebounds a game. And the free throw is up and in. Good. Dogs tie it at 11. Clock stopped with 13:18 to go in the first half. Second free throw off the rim, no good. And Brown with one more chance to give the Dogs the lead again. Free throw in the air, good. 12-11 Georgia. Brown makes 2 of 3. Cincinnati ball. Mike Saunders in the ball game. 6 foot, 190-pound freshman guard from Indianapolis, Indiana. And he's got a blonde mop flopping around. They're all over the place. Floater, Cincinnati, down the lane, won't go by Harvey. Rebound to the Dogs. Garcia up ahead to Fagan. Fagan with the ball. Coming in from the left side, Christian Brown takes the feed, misses the lay-in. He falls to the floor. Cincinnati gets the rebound. They drive hard with Saunders. And what's the call? A charge on Saunders, I think. Is that what they got? No, they got a foul on Georgia. Defensive foul?
Yeah,
it was on Garcia is the call. So it's going to be free throws now for Cincinnati. The foul on Andrew Garcia.
Yeah, Andrew wasn't set. You know, he was given ground. And
Saunders at the line. He's perfect this season, 6 for 6. And not anymore.
Say that again.
6 for 7. Well, he's not perfect, so I can't say it. That's his first miss of the year.
You know, he's only missed one time all season.
And that was his previous shot.
Yeah.
Second free throw by the right-hander. He missed them both. There you go. Worked. Kamara got the rebound and dribbled it off his foot and lost it. To the floor, Cincinnati. The big guy goes, still scrambling for the loose ball. Oh, it's coming this way. Picked off by Wheeler on the bounce. Severe, left to right. They run the floor. Feed through the lane on the bounce to Kamara. Lay in good by Tumani.
What a beautiful pass from Severe. Great assist.
14-11, Georgia by 3. Harvey into the lane. And offensive foul. Kamara taking a charge from Zach Harvey through the paint. Contact with Tumani, who had position.
Tumani takes more charges. I mean, he is a courageous young man. He'll set himself up and take it right in the chest.
He's getting ready to inbound the ball now for Georgia, as Cincinnati will retreat into the front court. They won't defend in the back court as they had come across the half-court line to do so. Their head coach, John Brennan, says back it up. 14-11. Georgia by 3 with the ball. And another foul as Garcia's trying to find a handle on the dribble. He's fouled by Micah Adams-Woods, the 6'3 sophomore guard from Syracuse, New York. That's his first and the team's third. So we'll inbound half court near sideline. Dogs stretch it out a little bit. Brown has it high on the right wing. Cross court left side. It goes to Fagan. One dribble by Ty. Feeds Wheeler in the corner. Severe attacks the big guys. Missed the first shot. Christian Brown there for the tap in and the follow.
There were 4 hands all wearing white jerseys up around that rim.
16-11. Dogs have scored 6 straight. Here's a 3 by Cincinnati, and that's good by Jeremiah Davenport. Now 9 of 19. He's one of the better three-point shooters on the team. Dogs with the ball in trouble. Garcia triple teams. Tried to get it out to Severe. Top of the key. It's picked off by Adams-Woods.
Woo!
Ball is blocked by Tumani Kamara. And it bounces
save, Scott Howard.
Right in our direction, out of bounds. What a block by Kamara.
You know, if you'd have leaned over, you could have tapped it back to Ty Fagan, and we'd been going the other way.
I'll do that next time. But this is my bad wrist. 16-14, Georgia leads. We've got a timeout here at Stegman. 11:31 to go, and half number 1. It's the Dogs by 2 on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
'Twas the holiday season and families felt glee, for they shopped at Kroger, where pickup was free. Sweet spiral ham, a salad so merry, green beans and Brussels, and cakes topped with cherries. May the magic of fresh food never be done. Happy holidays from Kroger, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
The holidays are here, and gift cards make them easy. And you can choose brands like Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's, Cracker Barrel, and more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
If you thought you saw the last of the double cheeseburger pizza from Papa John's, think again, because it's back again. And now they're debuting the sequel as a Papadilla, a quarter pound of beef, zesty burger sauce, and pickles on crispy flatbread crust. Again, one more time. Get a large double cheeseburger pizza for just $12, or a new double cheeseburger Papadilla for $6. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Again. Not valid with discounts, fees, and taxes. Extra prices may vary.
This holiday season, hurry into the Road Home sales event and conquer any terrain on your trip back with the remarkably versatile BMW X3, the spacious BMW X5, or the iconic 3 Series. This year, don't just take the road home, truly experience it in the ultimate driving machine. Hurry into the BMW Road Home sales event for exceptional offers today.
Take advantage of our holiday credit today. Visit BMWATL.com for details. Go Dogs!
Georgia leads Cincinnati 16-14 here in Athens tonight. Right now, you can come in and get exceptional offers on the full line of BMWs. Visit one of your Atlanta area BMW centers soon for a test drive. BMW, a proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers. Dogs shooting 47% here in the first half. Cincinnati at 38%. The Dogs are 0 for 3 on threes. The Bearcats 2 for 8 on their three-point attempts. And the rebounding numbers +3 in favor of Georgia. As Chuck, as you and I know, the Bulldogs have been dominating on the glass this year, +14 as a team through their first 5 games.
And the reason is they go as a team to the glass. That ball goes up, they all head there.
challenge tonight against the bigger Cincinnati team. But the Dogs with the advantage here early on. Cincinnati ball, they work it around the perimeter.
Look at the defense. Georgia playing great defense.
Williams attacks. Garcia stepped in, got a leg on Williams as he tried to drive the lane, and they call Andrew for the foul.
Listen, the Dogs' defense is good. It's aggressive, but it's good.
Garcia picks up the foul there. That's his first of the night. The Dogs with 2 team fouls. Bearcats inbound under the basket. Davenport has it. Left elbow. Guarded by Fagan. Drops it off to Williams. Quickly moves back to DeJulius. Jump pass into the corner. Here comes the 3-ball. Off the rim. No good by Micah Adams-Woods. Rebound to Kamara. Feeds it to Wheeler down the middle of the floor. Severe spins. Steps back. Long 2. No good. Rebound. Into the corner, loose, and touched last by Tumani Kamara, says Pat Adams. It's going to be Cincinnati basketball.
How does Pat, of course, it's early. Well,
he conferred with Steven Adams, and then they still give it to Cincinnati.
Oh, Pat.
We'll look at it on the replay monitor there. And
there's a reason they were chasing it.
Cincinnati with the ball, down 2, 16-14. Georgia has the lead. Williams above the 3 on the left side. Goes straight away to Adams-Woods. Back over to Williams. Soft lob to the big guy, Vogt. Trying to back down Garcia. He's got a decisive size advantage. 3-ball Williams. Off the rim. No good. They're cold from 3. Rebound to the Dogs. Wheeler explodes. Left-hand dribble. Slams on the brakes. Garcia. Jumper left to the circle. Good for 2. Andrew Garcia averaging 11.5. Gets his first 2 tonight. It's 18-14 Dogs. Bearcats all in black, and the Dogs are all in white. It's easy to tell the good guys from the bad guys tonight. Vogt with the ball in the lane. Turn around, puts it up with the left hand. Off the rim, no good. Saved in the corner by Wheeler. To Fagan, he'll take it up the far sideline. Alley-oop to the rim. Oh,
that was
caught
nice.
In the air and laid it in. Christian Brown. He didn't dunk it. It wasn't fancy, but he made the play.
Fouled him. He drew the foul.
He'll go to the line, count the basket. He's got a free throw coming.
And that was a gorgeous lob pass from Fagan.
Brown to the foul line for the second time in the ball game. Made 2 of his first 3 attempts. And the foul was on Keith Williams for Cincinnati. That's his first and the team's 4th. 3-point play opportunity for the Dogs. Free throw, good. Christian Brown now with 7 points to lead all Georgia scorers here with 9:49 to go in the first half, and it's a 21-14 Bulldog lead, largest of the half. Bearcats basketball. DeJulius diagonally through the lane. On the left block, puts it up there. Won't go. Vogt gets the rebound. Kick out for a 3. That's no good by Harvey. Rebound, McMillan just into the ball game for the Dogs. Outlet pass to Wheeler. His outlet back to the wing to Christian Brown. It's tapped away by Cincinnati, but Christian chases the ball down to keep the possession for Georgia. Wheeler has it back between the circles. Left-hand dribble behind the back. Kills it and feeds Fagan from the right side. Ty through the lane. Throws it over his head and turned it over. Cincinnati with a takeaway. Harvey with a drive and a floating lay-in. Good, and a foul on the Dogs. Yeah. Count the basket and a foul on Ty Fagan.
Ty was trying to disrupt that little floater in the lane, and he just couldn't control his body. Drew the foul, and, of course, the bucket was good. So a 3-point opportunity for the Bearcats.
Harvey at the line to shoot the free throw. And those are his first points of the night. Zach Harvey, a 6'5" sophomore guard from Overland Park, Kansas. This is his first free throw attempt of the season. Right-handed shooter, free throw all over the rim, no good, and McMillan taps it out of bounds, trying to fight for the rebound. He had one hand on the defender and one hand on the ball, and he just bounced it right over the end line. So Cincinnati gets a break there, and they'll keep the possession. 21-16, Georgia leads by 5. Bearcats basketball. Harvey backs it out above the 3, bounces it left to Adams-Woods. They feed it to the big guy Ivanowskis spins on the block.
Wow.
Oh, nice move against McMillan. Lay in good.
Well, when big men have the quick move like that inside, not much you can do.
Rapolis Ivanowskis, former player of the year in the Patriot League in 2019 when he was at Colgate. He's got some skills. 21-18, Dogs lead is down to 3 after it was at 7. Christian Brown tries to dribble into traffic, has it knocked away, bends over, picks up the ball, shoots it 4 feet in front of the bucket, and misses off the iron. Cincinnati with a rebound. They run the floor, and a one-handed dunk and a foul on the other end. Tari Eason with the slam. Count the basket and a foul on Georgia, and that'll send the Bearcats back to the line for 1.
Well, Ty McMillan that time, he should have let that one go. There are times you've just got to make a judgment. Look, he's got such an advantage here. He's going to score. If I can try to make a defensive play, but it's about 99.9% sure I'm going to end up with a foul.
21-20 is our score. And again, the GPS monitor comes off one of the Cincinnati players. That one happened to come off Eason. He picks it up and puts it back on his body somewhere, or attaches it to his,
well, not to his belt, his waistband.
Waistband on his shorts. This could tie the game. Free throw in the air, around the rim and out, no good. And check a whistle. Foul on Cincinnati as they battled for the missed free throw. That was on Harvey. Zach Harvey called for a hold, says Pat Adams. That's his second foul. 5th team foul on the Bearcats. It remains a 1-point Georgia lead. Now we got another hold on Cincinnati as Georgia tried to inbound the ball.
Yeah, that's like a defensive back. The receiver's going by him, so he just grabs him and holds on, because otherwise it's a touchdown.
That was on Tari Eason. That's his first. Team 6. They're racking up the fouls here with 8:24 to go. Half number 1, Jackson Etter is into the ball game for the Dogs for the first time. Georgia against pressure, inbounds up ahead to Kyer. Into the corner, Jonathan Ned. Now McMillan has it. McMillan, one bounce, dribble handoff to Kyer. Moves to his left, dribbles through the legs, back and forth, drives. Lost the ball in the air going up. Stripped out by Cincinnati, says the official, Pat Adams. Dogs will keep it with 15 on the clock. Kyer, the graduate transfer from George Mason, will inbound the basketball for the Dogs. Georgia has a 1-point lead with 8:09 to go in the first half. 21-20. Kyer feeds it in, short range to Horn. Curls off the left wing, top of the key, backs it up with 10 to shoot. Kills the dribble, soft lob into the paint, McMillan. One dribble, power dribble, tries to shoot, left it short. A lot of contact, a lot of action down there in the lane. The whistle blows, and we got a foul.
They fouled Etter. Etter came down with a rebound. They fouled him.
That was on Ivanowskis, I believe, for Cincinnati. And now we've got a timeout with 7:58 to play in the first half. Georgia continues to lead the Bearcats. It's 21-20 Dogs over Cincinnati. Back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
These days I'm spending a lot more time at home, which means I need ways to easily control my comfort. And here's an insider tip. If you're a Georgia Power residential customer, you may be eligible for up to a $75 instant rebate on a smart thermostat. Here's how. Georgia Power's online marketplace features thermostats from brands like Google Nest, Honeywell, and Ecobee, as well as a variety of LEDs and smart home products like smart speakers, Wi-Fi routers, indoor cameras, and more. Just visit the site and start shopping. Shop now at GeorgiaPowerMarketplace.com.
Catches it, does spin move, drop step to the baseline. Land and jam. Steps back for 3. Nailed it from way downtown. Drives the lane. Kaboom! Count it! And gets the foul. Are you kidding me?
Keep the excitement of game day going in a Nissan. With game-changing tech that makes every drive as exciting as a game-winning buzzer beater. Get to Nissan, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Hey, Dog fans. Coach Kirby Smart here. Do you have a game plan for flu season? Get ahead of the competition by getting a flu shot at Piedmont. It's the smart thing to do. Stop by any Piedmont primary care, quick care, or urgent care location and stay healthy all season long. Visit piedmont.org/UGA to learn more and book online. Piedmont Healthcare. More ways to better.
Georgia with a 21-20 lead on Cincinnati with just under 8 minutes to go in the first half. It's time to go inside the huddle with Chuck Dowdle. It's brought to you by Georgia's own credit union, banking on purpose. And Chuck, let's just say you were in the huddle. What would you be telling the guys right now?
I'd be telling them to spread out. You're not 6 feet apart.
Put your mask on.
That's right. But no, you tell them to continue to do what they're doing, which is getting the ball down the floor. They are tiring Cincinnati out, which is why you're seeing this flurry of fouls. They're reach fouls. They're fouls of exhaustion where you're telling your body, make the move, but you just don't quite make it quickly enough. And that's what happens when Georgia continues to substitute. They get guys up and down the floor. They keep fresh legs in there, and Cincinnati's struggling to keep that pace up.
Dogs shooting 45% to Cincinnati's 38% right now. Neither team really doing anything to write home about on the three-point line. 2 of 10 for the Bearcats, 0 of 3 for the Dogs. Georgia with 7 turnovers, Cincinnati with 4. Jackson Eder will be at the foul line for the first time this season for the Dogs.
And this young man has earned more and more playing time.
Free throw is good.
Just with his high confidence on the floor.
Well, he had the basket that put the Dogs in the lead last Saturday against Samford. He gave the Bulldogs, as you were referencing earlier, that late lead, and they never trailed after that. Second free throw also good. Jackson Eder. His first 2 points of the evening gives Georgia a 3-point lead, 23-20. Little backcourt pressure now by the Dogs defenders, and Cincinnati turns it over. Kyer picks off the pass to the rack, lay-in, won't go, blocked away by Cincinnati. They recovered defensively, made a nice play. Here's Adams Woods now on the run out for Cincinnati. Missed the running lay-in, tap in, good by Ivan Auskis, the big 6'10 graduate transfer from Colgate. Cincinnati got it done on both ends of the floor that time with a block and then a bucket. 23-22, Dogs by 1 with the ball. Eder feeds high to McMillan. Reaches for the ball, saves it on the block. He'll step out a little bit on the baseline. Line soft, too, over their big guy. So our big guy shoots over their big guy.
I'll tell you, the more I watch Ty McMillan, the more I think I'm going to love watching him a year from now and 2 years from now.
6'9", JUCO transfer from New Orleans.
Just has athlete written all over him.
Got his first 2 of the night to give the Dogs 25-22 lead. Micah Adams-Woods steps to his left. Long jumper for 3. Off the rim, no good. And rebound touched out by the Bearcats, says Anthony Jordan. It'll be the Dogs' ball. 6:50 to go first half. Jackson Eder will sub out. So will P.J. Horn. Our 5 on the floor will be Severe Wheeler, Justin Kyer, Tumani Kamara, Tyron McMillan, and Jonathan Ned. We've got a little bit of size out there on the floor now with Ned and McMillan. And Kyer doesn't need that size. He just takes it all the way down the lane, coast to coast, and lays it up.
Well, again, when you start to tire the other team out, you can do that. You can go right by them.
27-22. The lead is 5 again for the Dogs. Our big lead has been 7. Cincinnati ball. They work from the perimeter. DeJulius. Pass out to Davenport. He missed his 3. Offensive rebound, Vogt, the 7'1" senior from Mayfield, Kentucky, keeps it alive for the Bearcats. Cincinnati going to drive in from the wing, and a foul called on the Dogs. They got Jonathan Ned inside for the foul. Ned with his first, 6'9" junior from Brentwood, California. He's one of the JUCO players for Georgia that played at Eastern Florida College. He and Michael Starks. Starks not available tonight due to an injury. 27-22, Georgia by 5 with 6:13 to go first half. Second pairing of the Bulldogs and the Bearcats. And Cincinnati will throw it away. Vogt's pass to the far side of the floor. The right wing got off the hands of Jeremiah Davenport. I think it may have hit the referee over there before it went out of bounds, or got in his general vicinity anyway. Dogs have the possession. Kyer into the front court, drops it off to Fagan. He'll back it up high on the left wing. Cincinnati Man-to-man.
Beautiful.
Fagan works his way into the paint, spins, floater right 6 feet in front of the basket. Good by Ty.
Nobody else picked him up. He had just his defender, and he was able to maneuver right in front of him, put the little spin move on him, and score.
29-22. Again, a 7-point lead, matching the largest of the half by the Dogs. Here's Keith Williams, works from the left side of the floor, slides down the left edge of the lane, shoots and banks it in good. It stayed home as it rattled on the rim a little bit.
Boy.
And we got a timeout, Cincinnati.
You need to know where Keith Williams is all the time.
I'm sure that's on the scouting report for the 6'5 senior guard from Brooklyn, New York. He's their leading scorer with 14.5 points a game. Preseason all-conference first-team selection. Coming off a 15.5 rebound game in their loss to South Florida on Wednesday, although he fouled out of that contest and played only 21 minutes. You got to have that guy on the floor more than 21 minutes.
Yeah, the way he plays, yeah.
29-24, Dogs by 5. Cincinnati using a 30-second timeout here. Dogs in the bonus should we get to the free throw line with 5:35 to go in the half. And our 5 out of the huddle, Garcia and Tumani Kamara, Fagan, Wheeler, and Kyer. Dogs at home again on Tuesday against Northeastern. And then it's 8 days before our SEC opener on December 30th against Mississippi State here in this building. So just 2 non-conference games to go. Wheeler fires a left-handed three from the right wing. Good! Severe with a Scana Energy three-point basket. That's only his 4th three-point make of the year.
He's working so hard to get better at it because it'll make his game so much better.
Those are his first points of the season. Saved over the inline, jumps in the air. Kyer to Fagan, runs the floor, lay in on the right end. Good. What a play by Kyer. Perfect, beautiful baseball pass as he jumped in the air over the inline and found Ty running open down on the other end of the floor. Cincinnati, 3-ball, right wing by Beyonce, won't go. Rebound, Kyer threads the needle to Garcia. Missed the running layup, tapped away by Cincinnati. Bearcats in the other direction. Williams runs right through Kyer, who set up beautifully defensively and draws the charge.
Scott, this Georgia basketball, it breaks my heart that we can't have crowds because this team is fun to watch. They are good on both ends of the floor. They play hard. The basketball IQ with the graduate transfers has risen dramatically from so many freshmen, that are still learning. Boy, these guys know what to do. Justin Kyer, that was an experienced veteran move that you saw Kyer just play defensively to pick up that foul.
And before that, he made that extremely athletic move. His feed into Wheeler is off Severe's hands, however. We turn it over in the backcourt. Cincinnati going to get it with Eason and lay it up and in. We gave the Bearcats 3 points there. We had a 10-point lead. Now it's down to 8. Tumani going to drive, lay it in from the left side. It's good, and he's fouled. Count the basket and send him to the line. Well, they could just strike at the drop of a hat, don't they?
They really do.
You can't look down. You can't look away. Georgia's attacking. It'll be Kamara now with 8 points in the ball game, back in the foul line.
What did Tom Crane tell you? We've got to keep attacking, keep attacking, keep attacking. That's what they're doing.
4:25 to go. The left-hander Kamara with the three-point play. The free throw is up and in. Tumani, the leading scorer in the ball game, with 9. But the Dogs even it out. As Chuck told you in the pregame, the Dogs just one of 3 teams nationally with 6 players averaging in double figures. Steal by Wheeler at half court. Picks up the dribble. Going to take it and lay it in from the right side. He picked Saunders' pocket, stole it, and took it to the rack and laid it in.
He was like in the gym by himself once he stole it.
39-26. Georgia extending the lead to 13 here in the first half. Getting late, less than 4 minutes to go. Eason out of the corner, 2 dribbles, nowhere to go with it. Sends it up the wing. DeJulius 3, short. Rebound off the rim, down to Kamara. Pushes it with one hand left to Fagan. Back to Kamara, filling the lane. Layup with the jam. Woo! And the Dogs almost get a steal. Jonathan Ned, he messed up Adams Woods with the dribble. He couldn't handle it and lost it out of bounds on the near sideline. And that was caused, no, it's Christian Brown, not Ned. Christian Brown forced that turnover by Cincinnati, and Georgia running them out of the building here in the first half. Now 41-26 with 3:43 to go and a timeout. Dogs with their largest lead of the game at 15 over Cincinnati. 41-26. Back after this, Bulldog Sports Network.
Northside Hospital reminds you to stay safe and stay healthy during the pandemic. It's easy to do a few simple things every day. Wash your hands frequently and disinfect hard surfaces in your home. Don't touch your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. Always wear a mask in public and wash your hands before and after removing your mask. And if you're in a crowded place, stay at least 6 feet apart from others. For more information and CDC safety guidelines, go to northside.com/COVID-19.
Follow the Dogs on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Georgia Basketball. More Bulldogs hoops in a moment after this from your local station.
Long-lasting protection against COVID-19 is crucial to a safe living and work environment. That's why Georgia Athletics has chosen Cleanwell Services as their official disinfection partner. The trained technicians at Cleanwell use a CDC and EPA-approved nanotechnology-based cleaner that sticks to surfaces for an industry-leading protection lasting beyond 30 days. The Bulldogs trust Cleanwell, and if your business wants to keep your employees and customers safe, you also need to trust Cleanwell. Visit cleanwellsafe.com to get started today.
At Subway restaurants, deals are delicious. And right now, you can choose from 2 great deals on delicious meals. Get a 6-inch cold cut combo, spicy Italian or Black Forest ham, plus chips and a 20-ounce drink for just $6. Or choose a 6-inch chicken and bacon ranch melt, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, or steak and cheese, plus chips and a 20-ounce drink for just $7. Either way, you get a great deal on a delicious meal. Only at Subway restaurants. Limited time only at participating restaurants. Additional charge for extras, plus applicable tax. No additional discounts or coupons may be applied.
This recap is brought to you by Regions. Get the Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card from Regions. Visit regions.com/GoDogs to order yours today. The Dogs and Cincinnati at the 8:26 mark. It was 21-20. Georgia with a 1-point lead. And in the last 5 minutes, almost a full 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes, Georgia exploding on a 20-6 run and now lead at 41-26. Tumani Kamara with 11 points to lead all Georgia scores. Brown has 7, Fagan and Kyer each with 6. And the Dogs are getting it done. Attack, shooting a very high 57% from the field. 41-26 with 3:43 to go, first half. And it'll be the Dogs' ball. Tumani will inbound near sideline in the backcourt, bounces it into Wheeler, and steps into the front court where he's immediately defended by Eason. And Cincinnati going to steal the ball away, and the Dogs knock it away with Garcia. Cincinnati was out on the run. We took it right back. Brown to Garcia, too deep under the basket. Hit the rim on the layup attempt. The ball comes down off his hands and out of bounds over the inline. Garcia made a nice play defensively to get the ball back for the Dogs, but they couldn't convert on the offensive end. He was a little too deep under the basket when he went up to lay it in. He hit the underside of the rim. So Cincinnati has it. They'll trot it into the front court with David DeJulius. Go to Davenport left wing. He's guarded by Fagan. Dogs are in a man. DeJulius drives against Wheeler. Reverses it, top of the key. Ivanowskis has it stolen. Wheeler down the middle of the floor. Bounces it up ahead to Christian Brown. He's in the air. Switches hands. Didn't know what to do with it. Lost the ball out of bounds. Never got the shot off. Couldn't get control of the ball once he was in the air. And we turn it over on the fast break.
A really nice steal, too, by Severe Wheeler to get that break going.
That's our 10th turnover, but Cincinnati has 13 of them. 41-26 Dogs, 15-point lead. DeJulius attacks Wheeler, bumps him on the wing, called for the foul. And the smattering of students in the building boo the call of Pat Adams. Didn't like that foul. That's the 6th team foul on the Dogs. Cincinnati with 9 here in the half. And Bearcats will have the basketball. It'll be Jeremiah Davenport, 6'7" sophomore, to inbound it into Ivanowskis. Davenport has it, top of the key. Soft bounce left of the lane to Ivanauskas. Works against Garcia. We double him with Fagan. Nowhere to go on the block. Gets it out of trouble. Top of the key, DeJulius. Crossover dribble, feeds it right. Here's Zach Harvey back in the game. Floater, right baseline. Off the rim, no good. Tapped up, won't go. Shot clock horn went off for some reason, even though the previous shot had already touched the rim. Dogs off and running. We attack with Kyer. That's going to count, I think, a whistle and a foul. Kyer got deep under the bucket and laid it up and in on the move and got hit on the hip. He'll go to the line for a free throw. That's 8 now for Kyer. And to the foul line. Kyer, 6'5". Graduate transfer, 3 of 6 from the stripe this season. Free throw by the right-hander is good. Kyer with 9. 44-26. Dogs pulling away from Cincinnati here in the first half, but a lot of time remaining. 2:20 to go in this half. Ivanauskas, deep three, won't go. They're taking a lot of threes, and they're missing most of those.
They're trying to catch up. They're trying to get them all in one shot, and you can't do that.
Dogs got the rebound on that miss. Cincinnati now just 2 of 15 on three-point shots. The Dogs 1 of 4 on our Scana Energy three-pointers. As Kamara knocked down a basket, backing away in the lane, but they're going to get the Dogs with an offensive foul on Tumani. And that'll be his first. That's our 7th foul, but Cincinnati will get possession. They won't be shooting foul shots on the offensive foul by the Dogs. 1:56 to go. Clock ticks now, 44-26. Georgia on a tremendous 23-6 run since the 8.5-minute mark. DeJulius crossover, works against Wheeler, into the lane. High floater, left side of the iron, won't go. Garcia taps the rebound to himself. He's off and running into the front court, looking for help. Still dribbling. Garcia, right edge of the lane, finds Kamara. Wide open jump shot, good for 3. Straight away, Scana Energy 3. Tumani Kamara to jack it to a 21-point lead with 90 seconds to go. 47-26, Chuck.
Scott, I told you going in that my biggest fear was that we get trapped into playing their game. They want to play this game in the 60s. I told you we want to play it north of the 70s. Well, I didn't mean in the first half, but we're closing in on it.
This is outstanding. 27-6 run since it was 21-20 with 8:26 to go. Now with 90 seconds to go after Cincinnati calls the timeout. We'll get back to work. Bearcat basketball. Our defense has been pretty stifling, too. Here's Williams. Uh-oh, we left him open. Oh, air ball from 3. My goodness. No, nowhere near. And he was wide open. Fagan's got it in the front court right for the Dogs. He drives, shot partially blocked, gets the rebound. Oh, a reverse pivot right under the basket and a reverse lay-in. Ty Fagan left the other guy checking his shoes.
Left both other guys checking each other's shoes. 2 defenders on him.
Wow, 49-26 Dogs. Bearcats ball, 45 seconds to go in the half. Just trying to survive. It's like a boxer just getting pummeled in the face, just trying to survive the round. Davenport missed 3 again, off the iron. Rebound, Kamara. Dogs throw it up in a hurry. It's tipped out, lost by Georgia over the end line, says Anthony Jordan, the official. Dogs are just trying to run. And that time it cost us a turnover. Cincinnati will have the possession. 32 seconds to go in the half, and they'll have a full 30 on the shot clock. So they'll try to use, I would guess, most of the remaining time here in the half. DeJulius works against Wheeler, man on man. They're trying to screen with Big Vogt. Vogt's got the ball now. Spins into the lane, and we reached in and foul him, I think. We had 2 guys on him. Is it going to be on Garcia? Nope. Well, we don't have a 0 on the floor. They said foul was on 0. That's incorrect.
No, 0 for us.
It's on 1-0.
0 for us is KD Johnson.
Yeah, he's not playing yet. It was on Kamara. That's his second. So it's free throws for Big Vogt, 7'1" center. Right-handed Schooner. He kind of launches it from just above his chest, and a poor-looking attempt as he missed it badly. 49-26, Georgia. Chris Vogt, 7'1" and 260. Was at Northern Kentucky when John Brannon, the head coach at Cincinnati, was at Northern Kentucky. He left that job to take the Cincinnati position, and now he's in his second season. Vogt came along for the ride, missed both free throws there. Rebound tapped up again. Now finally controlled by Wheeler. He cradles it. 12 seconds to go. One more possession for the Dogs. 9 seconds. Wheeler looks at the clock. 5 seconds. One-on-one with his defender. Moves to his right. Step back three. Tried to bank it in and missed it at the horn.
Well, listen, that last shot just ruined the half for me. No, I got to tell you, Scott.
Well, you got 15 minutes to recover here.
Scott, that's as good a half of basketball as I've seen a Georgia team play in a long, long time. That was terrific. And, I mean, they literally, it's an expression to say ran them out of the gym, but that's what they were doing. They were running them so fast that those guys wish they could have left the gym. And I told you before the start of the game, they wanted to play this game in the 60s. We wanted to play it north of 70. Looks like both teams may get their wish.
Well, we'll see if Cincinnati comes back for the second half. I have a feeling they will, despite the score. They're down 23 at intermission, 49-26. The Dogs with their largest lead here at halftime. And standing by in our Piedmont Healthcare Network studios is Zach Jewell with our Georgia Power halftime report. He'll get us up to date on everything that's going on in the sports world here today, and it has been a busy day. We're enjoying what we're seeing at Stegman. Dogs at the half lead Cincinnati 49-26 on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
The SEC taught us that there's nothing like game day in Athens. And if you're all about the black and red, there's nothing like having the Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card from Regions in your wallet. As the official bank of the SEC, Regions is here to help you pull for your team with everything you've got. To order your card, visit regions.com/GoDogs. Regions, member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees may apply.
Catches it, the spin move, drop step to the baseline. Two-handed jam. Steps back for three. Nailed it from way downtown. Drives the lane. Kaboom! Count it! And gets the foul. Are you kidding me?
Keep the excitement of game day going in a Nissan. With game-changing tech that makes every drive as exciting as a game-winning buzzer beater. Get to Nissan, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs.
This is Georgia Basketball, sponsored by Progressive. Drivers who save with Progressive save over $750 on average.
The radical left will do anything for total control. But a bipartisan Senate committee of Democrats and Republicans cleared Kelly Loeffler of their false accusations.
Today's clear exoneration affirms what Senator Loeffler has said all along.
She's been exonerated.
She did nothing wrong.
What Kelly did do is deliver for Georgia.
Kelly Loeffler is working to make sure hospitals have staff and PPE.
Georgians stranded after nearly a month. Loeffler worked to make sure these Georgians got home.
Kelly Loeffler launched the Georgia Relief and Recovery website
with a focus on getting business back up and running.
The Georgia senator donates $1 million to Phoebe Foundation.
Kelly Loeffler aiding in the return of Georgians from at least 8 countries.
She's using her platform to make sure no Georgian goes hungry.
This election, stand with Kelly. Save the Senate from radical control. Save the future for America.
I'm Kelly Loeffler. I approve this message.
Paid for by Georgians for Kelly Loeffler.
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, welcome to the Georgia Power Halftime Report. The Georgia Power Halftime Report is brought to you by Georgia Power, proud to power the Georgia Bulldogs. Live from the Piedmont Healthcare Network studios, here's your host, Zach Jewell.
Georgia leading Cincinnati 49-26 halfway home as we welcome you inside the Piedmont Healthcare studios. Today's halftime report is presented by Georgia Power. Turn up the heat on holiday savings with Georgia Power, now offering their biggest sale of the year on energy-efficient products like the brand new Google Nest thermostat, only on GeorgiaPowerMarketplace.com. Back inside our studios, it's time to take a look around the SEC. We'll start on the hardwood. All finals except one so far. 22nd ranked UNC topped a struggling Kentucky team 75-63, making the Wildcats now 1-5 on the season. Auburn beat Troy 77-41. Alabama dropped a close one 73-71 to Western Kentucky, and Ole Miss fell to Dayton 65-62. In progress up in Nashville, the only other game in progress at the moment, they're also at the half. Vanderbilt leads Radford 26-25. We've all still got some football to tell you about. Early today, 5th-ranked Texas A&M made a strong case for their inclusion in the playoff. They beat Tennessee 34-13. Mississippi State ran by Missouri 51-32, and LSU survived Ole Miss. They win that game 53-48. The big game on the football field right now down in Atlanta, number 1 Alabama leading 7th-ranked Florida 14-10 at the end of the first quarter. We'll take a break and tell you what's going on elsewhere around the nation right after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
No one gets you closer to SEC sports than SiriusXM. Tune in to shows on SEC Radio hosted by experts like Peter Burns, Chris Doring, Aaron Murray, and me, Jacob Hester. Plus, get conference news, analysts, and much more. From the off-season through the postseason, we've got your team covered anywhere you go. And now, you can try us out for free. Get a free trial to take your team with you on your phone, online, and at home. Start listening at SiriusXM.com/SECSXM.
To celebrate State Farm's surprisingly great race, we gave this game day jam surprisingly great lyrics.
I want a race that's great. Who is this at 3 a.m. tonight? Hey, it's Jake. I want a way to save. Got the coverage on my brand new ride. State Farm race. Yeah, they're great. State Farm, State Farm, State Farm race.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This is your home of the Dogs. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
It was the holiday season and families felt glee, for they shopped at Kroger, where pickup was free. Sweet spiral ham, a salad so merry, green beans and Brussels, and cakes topped with cherries. May the magic of fresh food never be done. Happy holidays from Kroger. Fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
For a burst of sweet citrus, pick up Cutie seedless mandarins. Take them home for just $2.99 in the 3-pound bag with card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mop Crew is part of our winning team. The Libman Mop Crew makes sure the hardwood is clean and safe for players every game at Stegman Coliseum. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Our mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family-made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see our whole lineup and for a store locator. That's Libman.com.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield IMG College and JMI Sports under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Georgia. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the University of Georgia, Learfield IMG College, and JMI Sports. Announcers are provided by Learfield IMG College and JMI Sports and approved by the University of Georgia.
The Georgia Power Halftime Report continues from the Piedmont Healthcare Studios with a check of scores around the top 25. But first, 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Plenty to talk about today on a huge sports day in late December, so we'll hit the highlights for you on the hardwood. All finals so far, number 1 Gonzaga topped number 3 Iowa 99-88. Second-ranked Baylor raced by Kansas State 100-69, and number 20 Ohio State handles UCLA 77-70. Still to come later on, 7th-ranked Villanova will host St. Joe's, and 15th-ranked FSU will host UCF, with both of those games slated to tip right at the top of the hour. It's also conference championship weekend for football. Finals so far, Oregon took the Pac-12 title last night, beating USC 31-24. 4th-ranked Ohio State gets the Big Ten championship, downing Northwestern 22-10. Oklahoma sinks Iowa State's playoff hopes, beating the Cyclones 27-21. And what many thought would be a competitive game decidedly wasn't. Clemson throttles Notre Dame 34-10. We gave you the SEC score last segment, but the American Conference Championship, they're also in action too up in Cincinnati, where 9th-ranked Cincinnati is leading Tulsa 10-0 at the end of one quarter of play. That does it for scores around the nation. 49-26 Dogs is our score. Scott and Chuck are back on the other side to give you the first half numbers. That's next on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Did you hear the news about David Perdue's stock trades?
Outrage now growing over reports that at least 4 U.S. senators dumped millions of dollars worth of stocks just before coronavirus sent the markets into a free fall.
David Perdue bought and sold stock shortly after a private Senate briefing on the virus.
Stock in Pfizer, a pharmaceutical company now developing a coronavirus vaccine.
He bought stock in DuPont, which makes the protective personal equipment.
David Perdue bought and dumped up to $14 million in stock, more trades than any U.S. senator. Worse, while David Perdue was lining his pockets, he told us the virus posed little risk, leaving Georgia unprepared. There's a better choice. John Ossoff leads investigations of corruption for news organizations around the world. He's refusing donations from corporate PACs. And John Ossoff will listen to doctors and scientists to defeat this virus and rebuild our economy.
I'm John Ossoff, candidate for Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by John Ossoff for Senate.
This is Georgia Basketball, sponsored by Progressive's Home Insurance. Get your quote at progressive.com today.
You've heard liberal Senator Chuck Schumer.
Now we take Georgia, and then we change America.
And radical liberal Congresswoman AOC.
We win these races in Georgia so that we don't have to negotiate.
Now here's Senator David Perdue.
No negotiation. Think about that. Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and John Ossoff want total control. They win Georgia, they'll have it. Illegal immigrants, voting. Police, defunded. Taxes, sky high. Our proud military, gutted. The Supreme Court, packed. Is any of that really what you want? It's easy to say, that'll never happen in America. But that's exactly what they've told us they will do. We're the only ones left who can stop them. We win Georgia, we save America. I'm David Perdue, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message. Paid for by Perdue for Senate.
Back at Stegman Coliseum, where Georgia enjoys a 23-point lead at the half, 49-26 over Cincinnati. Scott Howard, Chuck Dowdle, back with you. Glad to have you along. At Northside Hospital in Atlanta, the surgeons have decades of experience with routine and complex surgeries, and today Northside Hospital leads the Southeast in innovative procedures, performing nearly 40,000 robotic surgeries since 2005. Their confidence and compassion await you in Atlanta. Learn more at northside.com. Northside Hospital brings you our first half statistics. Georgia with a 15-0 run to close out the half over the last 4:26. It was a 21-20 ball game with 8:26 to go, and then Georgia finished with a 28-6 run over that last 8:26 to stretch it out to 23 points. Leading scores for the Dogs, Tumani Kamara, almost a double-double in the first half. 14 points to lead the way. He's got 8 rebounds as well. This is a guy that had a lower body injury last week and didn't play against Samford, Chuck.
Wow. I wished I'd stayed hurt like that.
Yeah, that lower body looks to be okay tonight.
Oh, I'm telling you. And you know what? I watched him come out, and early on when he was warming up, I thought, ooh, he may not be able to go tonight.
He fooled you, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He's like, I know Chuck's watching, so I'm going to give him a little bit of jive here. And
I got to tell you, Scott, again, how much fun is that to watch?
Well, it's fun in the first half. I know that. Terrific half by the Dogs. After Kamara's 14 points, you got Justin Kier with 9, Ty Fagan with 8, Christian Brown with 7. Severe Wheeler has 5 points in the ballgame. He's also got 5 assists. The leading score for Cincinnati is not in double figures. It is David DeJulius with 7. As the Dogs shot 56% in the half, Cincinnati at 32%. The second half is on the way. Dogs lead by 23 over the Bearcats. Back in a moment, Bulldog Sports Network. Hey, Georgia Bulldogs, some of us may be cheering from home this season. Maybe you've got the big TV and game time snacks, but no room to cheer. No sweat. You've got options. When you work with Rocket Mortgage, you see all your options right up front. From down payments to closing costs, you know what fits your budget. So, if you need a home big enough for your whole team, Rocket can. Get started at rocketmortgage.com. Rocket Mortgage, proud mortgage partner of Georgia Athletics.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
It's your apartment speaking, and I need some favors. When you're singing in the shower, just try going up a key. You're trying to be an alto when really you're a soprano. Oh, and if you could bundle your renters and car insurance with Geico, it's easy to do online and we could save money. And then, when you read your murder mysteries at night, could you read out loud? But skip the murder parts because I get scared.
Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com today.
The Dogs are heard right here. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Make your first play of the season a smart one. Get a fast and easy sports physical right around the corner from Piedmont Quick Care at Walgreens. With 27 locations offering extended hours and most open 7 days a week, you can book online to get in, get out, and get on your way to a championship year. Visit piedmont.org/UGA to schedule a sports physical today. Patient care services provided by Piedmont Healthcare. Piedmont Quick Care at Walgreens. One stop to better.
At Subway restaurants, deals are delicious. And right now, you can choose from 2 great deals on delicious meals. Get a 6-inch cold cut combo, spicy Italian or Black Forest ham, plus chips and a 20-ounce drink for just $6. Or choose a 6-inch chicken and bacon ranch melt, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, or steak and cheese, plus chips and a 20-ounce drink for just $7. Either way, you get a great deal on a delicious meal. Only at Subway restaurants. Limited time only at participating restaurants. Additional charge for extras, plus applicable tax. No additional discounts or coupons may be applied.
Cincinnati will have the ball to start the second half, and they've got a 23-point hole to dig out of. Bearcats all in black, Georgia in white, and Cincinnati will be working down in the far right end of the floor here in the early minutes of the second half. As deep into their possession now, the whistle blows from the baseline official, Anthony Jordan. And they got a foul called on the Dogs. P.J. Horn, who did not score in the first half when everybody else, it seemed, was getting in on the action. P.J. didn't even take a shot in that first half.
I tell you what, though, P.J. does plenty, though, on defense and getting up and down that floor, helping kind of orchestrate where everybody else needs to be going.
Bearcats continue here, 15 on the clock. Working around the perimeter. Eason, he had an easy lane right down the paint, and a one-handed jam for Tari Eason, the 6'8 freshman forward from Seattle. It's 49-28 now. Cincinnati with the first points of the second half. And that ended a 15-0 run by Georgia. That's how they finished the first half. Impressive stuff. Dogs running that motion top of the key. Give it to Wheeler. Contact made by one of the Cincinnati guards. That's David DeJulius. Extended the arm, trying to slow down Severe. Whistled for the foul. His third.
And DeJulius is looking at the official like, well, what am I supposed to do?
Well, they're not going to tell him.
Yeah.
We can't tell you that. Play better defense. Move your feet better. Wheeler inbounds to Horn. Handoff to Severe. Pops a three. Nope, too deep. Back iron. Rebound down to DeJulius for Cincinnati. The Bearcats run it quickly. And a leaner and a lay-in is waved off for the Bearcats. And their head coach, John Brannon, is not a happy man.
Well, I think he's got to be. I thought that basket was good. The foul was on us. But then I can think that with the lead we have.
They called the foul on Vogt, Chris Vogt, the big 7'1" center for Cincinnati. And they waved off the basket. The basket was by Keith Williams. Now Georgia facing full court defensive pressure now as Kamara got it into Wheeler. Jump pass stolen by Eason. Up down to Williams and an easy lay-in. Cincinnati defense creating offense, and Georgia will call a quick timeout here.
Yeah, that was some sloppy basketball right there. And you know what? Tom Crean can stand a lot of things. He can't stand seeing sloppy play.
So the 23-point lead quickly trimmed to 19, and Tom Crean wastes no time in calling the timeout, and we will too. It's 49-30 now. Early minutes of the second half. Back to Stegman Coliseum as Georgia leads Cincinnati here on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Across the Northside Hospital system, our surgeons have decades of experience with routine and complex surgeries. Today, Northside leads the Southeast in innovative procedures. Since 2005, we've performed nearly 40,000 robotic surgeries. Our board-certified surgeons are acclaimed for non-invasive techniques. Their confidence and compassion await you at Northside. For complex surgeries, choose the best surgeons. Learn more at northside.com.
These days I'm spending a lot more time at home, which means I need ways to easily control my comfort. And here's an insider tip. If you're a Georgia Power residential customer, you may be eligible for up to a $75 instant rebate on a smart thermostat. Here's how. Georgia Power's online marketplace features thermostats from brands like Google Nest, Honeywell, and Ecobee, as well as a variety of LEDs and smart home products like smart speakers, Wi-Fi routers, indoor cameras, and more. Just visit the site and start shopping. Shop now at GeorgiaPowerMarketplace.com.
The great point guards are rare. They're true leaders with a work ethic that never wavers and a desire to win that's second to none. There's one truck like that, Ford F-150. It's smart, powerful, and never backs down from the toughest jobs. That's why Ford F-Series has been America's best-selling truck 43 years straight. Learn more at buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer to score a great offer on F-150. Based on 2019 calendar year total sales.
Dogs lead Cincinnati here in Athens, 49-30, second half with 18:49 remaining. No one gets you closer to SEC sports than SiriusXM. You can tune into all your favorite radio shows and hosts and get great conference news, analysis, and lots more from off-season through postseason. Your team is covered anywhere you go, and now you can try them out for free. Get a free trial to take your team with you on your phone, online, and at home. Start listening at SiriusXM.com/SECSXM. Georgia with a 19-point lead. Cincinnati with the first two baskets of the second half, and Tom Crean called the timeout to get things straightened out. Wheeler will bring it up the front court from right to left here in the second half. He works against Micah Adams, a 6'3 sophomore guard from Syracuse. One-handed pass from Wheeler to Fagan, top of the key, between the circles. Ty dribbles between the legs, spins inside the foul line. Reverse pivot, layup attempt, won't go. Rebound, we fight for it. Tumani couldn't save it on the near side. Horn and Kamara battling for that loose ball, and out of bounds right in front of us on the near sideline as they couldn't find the handle. That scared you, didn't it, Chuck?
Well, I'm not sure they pay us enough. Tumani's a big guy.
We had two guys coming at us.
He was coming hard at me here.
Cincinnati with a basketball as the Dogs have gone scoreless here in the first couple of minutes of the second half. Bearcats work it around the perimeter. On the left side, it's Adams Woods. That's a hyphenated last name. Now DeJulius works against Wheeler. Top of the key to Eason. Swings the ball to his right. 4 seconds to shoot. Three. Force a three. Right corner. No good. Big Vote with the rebound. And check the call. That's going to be a foul on the Dogs.
Yeah, boy. I think Severe. Now go ahead. What's fair about that? Severe was trying to take that away from a guy that's what, about a foot and a half taller?
5'9", 5'10" against 7'1" is not fair. Severe with his second foul of the ball game. Bearcats basketball. 17:45 remaining in the half. Working on the offensive end, far right end of the floor. Easton straightaway three, banked it in. I guess you got to make it somehow. He banked it in right above the square. That's their first three of the half, and that trims it a little bit more. It's 49-33 now. Dogs attack it with Kyer under the basket. He's hit pretty hard. And a foul on Cincinnati as he crashes to the floor.
Yeah, they were just not. They were going to make sure that was a hard foul and he didn't get an easy two, because he was headed for an easy two.
He did not, and he's grabbing his right wrist as he walks back north of the free throw line. The foul on Keith Williams, his third. Williams fouled out of their last game on Wednesday in their conference opener against South Florida, and now picks up his third foul here with 17:25 remaining in the game. And Kyer to the free throw line, trying to get the Dogs on the board here for the first time in the second half. Free throws for the 6'5 graduate transfer. Number one, up and in, good. And Kyer hits double figures. That's his 10th point of the ball game. Justin, a right-handed shooter. Had 4 threes in that win over Samford last week. Has yet to scratch a 3 tonight, but he hits both free throws to give the Dogs a 51-33 lead. Cincinnati works far right end of the floor. Near half court is Adams Woods, the guard. Now they move the ball quickly. Williams has it, right wing. Got a screen from Vogt, drives diagonally through the lane, throws it up with a left hand, banked it in good, going away from the bucket.
Kid can shoot, can
he? I'm not sure you can learn how to shoot like that. Wheeler dribbles it off his foot. It rolls back to half court, and Horn saves it just before it got to the half court line. Gives it to Kyer. 15 to shoot for the Dogs. Justin dribbles on the right wing, guarded by Eason. Left-hand drive into the paint. Spin move. Shot blocked by Eason. Cincinnati off and running. Bearcats look like an entirely different team now. Yep. Running layup good by Adams Woods.
I got to tell you something. They're hitting everything they put up, too.
51-37 now. The lead is down from 23. It's at 14. And they did that in 3.5 minutes. Wheeler attacks. Gets clobbered at the rim by the big 7-footer. Cincinnati off and running again. We might need another timeout as Eason will dunk that ball on the other end of the floor. And that's going to be another Georgia timeout. Cincinnati eating into the lead. They're making a game of it. It's 51-36 now.
You got to keep the momentum. You can't let your foot off the gas. We're not at that stage of development yet where we can do that. We got to stay, as at a high level like that the entire time.
Well, they've called the timeout. This will be the 16-minute timeout. They're going to go ahead and take it. We will, too, with 16-12 to go. And a correction on the score. It's 51-39. Georgia leads Cincinnati. Back after this, Bulldog Sports Network.
Hey, Dog fans. Coach Kirby Smart here. Do you have a game plan for flu season? Get ahead of the competition by getting a flu shot at Piedmont. It's the smart thing to do. Stop by any Piedmont primary care, quick care, or urgent care location and stay healthy all season long. Visit piedmont.org/UGA to learn more and book online. Piedmont Healthcare, more ways to better.
Don't go anywhere. The Dogs are coming right back. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
These days I'm spending a lot more time at home, which means I need ways to easily control my comfort. And here's an insider tip. If you're a Georgia Power residential customer, you may be eligible for up to a $75 instant rebate on a smart thermostat. Here's how. Georgia Power's online marketplace features thermostats from brands like Google Nest, Honeywell, and Ecobee, as well as a variety of LEDs and smart home products like smart speakers, Wi-Fi routers, indoor cameras, and more. Just visit the site and start shopping. Shop now at GeorgiaPowerMarketplace.com.
This holiday season, hurry into the Road Home sales event and conquer any terrain on your trip back with the remarkably versatile BMW X3, the spacious BMW X5, or the iconic 3 Series. This year, don't just take the road home, truly experience it in the ultimate driving machine. Hurry into the BMW Road Home sales event for exceptional offers today.
Take advantage of our holiday credit today. Visit BMWATL.com for details. Go Dogs!
Cincinnati on a 13-2 run to start the second half. Have trimmed Georgia's lead. It was 23 at intermission. It's at 12 right now, 51-39. Still a good lead to have. Georgia's got to get busy. They've only scored 2 free throws here in the second half. Against pressure, Kamara feeds it into Wheeler. Georgia runs the floor quickly with Severe. Jump pass to Horn in the far corner. Wheeler has it now. Right wing. He'll walk it slowly between the circles. And DeJulius goes with him. No, they've got Adams Woods on him now. Kamara has it on the right side of the floor. Hand off to Kyer into the circle. Jump pass into the corner. Here's a 3 by Horn off the front of the rim. Oh, look at Fagan with the follow offensive rebound and put back good. They didn't box out, and Ty skied in there and got the board and got the bucket.
That is just such a veteran move. Ty Fagan You know, he's an experienced player that's just gotten better and better with work.
Cincinnati misses another three. They're 0 for, what are they? They've made 2. No, made 3. They're 3 for 20 now. And the Dogs hit a 3. Was that Severe? Wheeler with a second 3 of the ball game for him. That's another Scana Energy 3-pointer. 2 in the game for Severe Wheeler. It's 56-39. The Dogs re-strengthening here after that second timeout.
Wow.
And Ivan Auskis with a 3-pointer. The transfer from Colgate. 6'10", the big man out on the perimeter, bombs away right of the circle for Cincinnati. 56-42, Dogs lead. Wheeler right elbow, bank shot, flat and dies on the heel of the rim. Rebound, the big guy, Ivan Auskis. Cincinnati pushes it up into the front court right. Williams going to curl around on the left wing, fire a 3. He's cold, hits the front of the rim, and the rebound down to Georgia. Kyer with it. He'll trot it into the front court over the logo. Diagonal, far side, hands it off to Wheeler. Severe checks with Tumani. Now dribbles slowly between the circles. To Kyer, back to Wheeler. Feed Tumani, sets the screen. Wheeler to Fagan straight away. 8 to shoot. Ty going to drive. Stripped to the ball. Stolen away by Cincinnati. Bearcats run it the other way. And a driving layup attempt is short. Hits the side of the rim. Offensive rebound. Putback won't go either. Georgia with an opportunity as the Dogs rebound. Up ahead, Wheeler. Reverse lay-in. Spins off the iron. Rebound tapped out by Cincinnati. Dogs will maintain the possession.
Attacking the basket like that is usually what gets Severe to the line. They played him very wisely defensively, giving ground but still challenging his shot.
56-42, Georgia with a 14-point lead, 14 minutes even remaining in the contest. Christian Brown in, Garcia in for the Dogs, Kyer, Kamara, and Wheeler. That's our 5. Oh, Severe got away from his defender, all the way clear sailing right to the rack. Easy lay-in for Severe. He's got 7 in the game, 58-42. Cincinnati ball on the offensive end. Harvey almost traveled with it after he killed the dribble. Williams has it. Back to Zach Harvey. Feeds it into the corner. Mike Saunders looks at the 3, doesn't take it. They work it around left side, deep, far left corner. Keith Williams will dribble it out of trouble. Reverse it into the corner for a 3 ball. Short by Davenport. Rebound chased down by Kyer on the baseline. Justin up the far sideline. Baseball pass up ahead to Kamara. Spins on the baseline, a double team. Scoops it out of trouble to Garcia on the wing. Cross court near side to Brown, and the Dogs will reset as they get the ball back to Wheeler with 14 to shoot. Well, John Brannon, their head coach, is out on the floor almost at half court. My goodness. Here's a 3 by Kyer. No, too deep, won't go. Rebound Williams for Cincinnati. 12:51, clock ticking here in the second half. 58-42 Dogs. Cincinnati. Oh, Ivan Auskis is wide open. Missed the 3. Missed the bounce. Tap up won't go by Davenport. He got another offensive rebound, and this time the putback is good.
Well, they just got the bounce that time. They got the bounce off the rim right to them.
58-44. Dogs by 14. We led by 23 at the half. A 13-2 run to start the second half for Cincinnati. Got the Bearcats back in the ball game. Bearcats play a zone. Kamara has the ball right wing. To Kyer, quick feed to Wheeler. A shot fake and a bump by Williams. Good play by Wheeler to draw that foul, and that's the 4th on Keith Williams.
That was a very sharp. It gave him that ball fake, got him in the air, and then once you're in the air, you're at the mercy of that offensive player.
And Wheeler wanted the contact when Williams was in the air, and he got it, and now Williams has to go to the bench. And a big, wide, expansive bench it is in the virus era. They're taking up a lot of space down there on the far end of the floor.
Well, both benches.
And Mike Williams will go find an open seat somewhere 6 feet apart from a teammate. 58-44, Dogs lead. Kyer for 3. Left wing, good! Scana Energy 3 here in the second half. Stretch it out a little bit more. Justin Kyer, yes, sir. He's got 14 in the ball game. Cincinnati attacks quickly. We've got a whistle to stop play. It's going to be a foul on the Dogs.
Time McMillan.
They got McMillan for the foul. Stops the clock with 12:02 to go. 61-44 Dogs. McMillan picks up his second foul. That's the 3rd team foul on Georgia. Cincinnati basketball. Zach Harvey on a right-hand dribble. Tucks the ball away from Brown. Drives. Misses the running lay-in. Rebound is loose on the floor. Cincinnati had a man go up in the air and come down with it, and then
But he came all the way down with it.
That's right.
And that was a case where the ground caused the fumble.
And that was Gabe Madsen, and the ball came out. He thought he was fouled, but he just lost possession. It's going to be the Dogs' ball after the timeout. 11:52 to go in the ball game. Georgia 61, Cincinnati 44. Back to Stegman Coliseum in Athens after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Northside Hospital reminds you to stay safe and stay healthy during the pandemic. It's easy to do a few simple things every day. Wash your hands frequently and disinfect hard surfaces in your home. Don't touch your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. Always wear a mask in public and wash your hands before and after removing your mask. And if you're in a crowded place, stay at least 6 feet apart from others. For more information and CDC safety guidelines, go to northside.com/COVID-19.
'Twas the holiday season and families felt glee, for they shopped at Kroger, where pickup was free. Sweet spiral ham, a salad so merry, green beans and Brussels, and cakes topped with cherries. May the magic of fresh food never be done. Happy holidays from Kroger. Fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
Celebrate with a bone-in Kroger brand spiral sliced ham. They're $1.79 a pound. Limit one with card and additional $25 purchase. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
To celebrate State Farm's surprisingly great race, we gave this game day jam surprisingly great lyrics.
I saved a lot this year because I called the pros. I am calling State Farm. I gotta make a phone call. We got that coverage here. Protect your car at home. I am calling State Farm. I gotta make a phone call. You can just call now. There's a little bit of great rates with a little bit of great. Look at my quote now.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Did you know that right now Geico is offering an extra 15% credit on car, motorcycle, and RV policies? That's on top of what Geico could already save you. So what are you waiting for? Visit geico.com to learn more. 61-44, Dogs lead Cincinnati. And Bulldog fans, Rocket Mortgage is a proud mortgage partner of Georgia Athletics. If you want the competitive advantage to score a new home, Rocket can. Georgia rocketing back to a sizable lead here after a 13-2 run to start the second half for Cincinnati. That cut our 23-point lead down to something a little more manageable for the Bearcats, but Georgia able to stiff-arm Cincinnati to lead at 61-44. Dogs with the possession. Kyer with a one-hand pass to Wheeler between the circles. He's guarded by Mike Saunders, the 6-foot freshman guard. Garcia has it now, works against one of their big guys, going to drive, missed the runner, got his own rebound, had it stripped, knocked away, it goes to the floor, tie up. Cincinnati gets the possession and calls time. The big guy, one of the big guys, Rapolis Ivanauskas at 6'10", had the ball on the floor. Garcia was trying to get it from him, but they called the timeout.
I don't see how you did not call a foul against them when Garcia was going up. I mean, they just over his back to try to block that shot.
Maybe not as many whistles here in the second half. Cincinnati has 4 team fouls, Georgia with 3. There's a lot of contact on both ends of the floor as Georgia leads at 61-44. Right now you can come in and get exceptional offers on the full line of BMWs. Visit one of your Atlanta area BMW centers soon for a test drive. BMW, proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers and go Dogs.
And Scott, I guess we find out tomorrow if we got a short drive or a long drive to a bowl game.
That's what it sounds like. The bowl selection show. I mean, you got to wait on TV for everything nowadays.
Boy, you do, don't you? Really?
So I think the show is at noon, so if you want to watch to see where everybody's going, and including all the playoff teams and all of that stuff, that starts at noon tomorrow, and Georgia will certainly be in the mix for a postseason contest. A lot of schools opting out of bowl play. Cincinnati with the basketball, trailing 61-44. Saunders works on the left baseline. Jab step, he stops, he pivots, feeds it to Madsen. Back over to Saunders. Around McMillan. Back to Harvey with 3 to shoot, 2 to shoot, down the lane. And that's going to be a shot clock violation as Cincinnati worked to get it down there. And Harvey's last shot was an air ball running towards the basket. It went up and came right back down. And the shot clock hit 0. Dogs with a shot clock defensive possession there, forcing the violation by Cincinnati. And then the Bearcats with Kyer running up the floor, shoulder to shoulder. Bearcats going to be whistled for the foul. That's on Zach Harvey, the 6'5 sophomore guard from Overland Park, Kansas. Called for the hold or the bump. They call it a hold. But he was bumping with Kyer coming all the way up the floor. 10:52, clock ticks here in the second half. Georgia 61, Cincinnati 44. Severe Wheeler, top of the key, goes to his right to Garcia. Now Kyer has it between the circles, holds it high, pulls it down, puts it on the floor. Low bounce pass to McMillan. Scramble for the loose ball. It's rolling. Saunders picks it up in the lane, throws it way down the floor, far right end. Cincinnati attacks, and that's going to be a charge on Zach Harvey as he lowered the shoulder and put it right into the chest of Justin Kyer, who was knocked to the basket support.
And the number of charges that you're seeing the Dogs pick up is because they have improved so much on defense. They really get good position.
And they've kind of lightened on that old traditional rule. You know, your feet have to be set defensively to get that charge call.
Now if you take that between the shoulders,
if it's an aggressive move by the offensive player, you're gonna get that call a lot of times, even if your feet aren't set on defense. Kyer cross court. It goes to Wheeler. Georgia works in the front court now, leading at 61-44 as we approach 10 minutes to go in the game. Andrew Garcia, the transfer from Stony Brook, handles it for a couple of seconds, then bounces it back to Severe. Wheeler backs it up, lobs it to the rim, caught. Touch pass to Brown, drives in, baseline, reverse lay-in, good. Christian Brown. He's full of circus shots. He's got 9 points in the ballgame. If you want a highlight reel, go to Christian Brown. 63-44, the Dogs answer quickly, and before Cincinnati pulls the trigger, we got a whistle to stop play, far right into the floor, and a foul on Severe for a push. Third foul on Severe Wheeler. And Cincinnati will inbound under the basket with Gabe Madsen.
See if Jackson Etter maybe gets a few minutes in here.
Madsen, by the way,
actually you could leave Severe out there and if he picks up the fourth, then you bring him out.
Yeah, Michael Stark's not available tonight due to an injury. And, goodness.
That was
on the inbounds pass. Christian Brown called for a ticky-tack right there, but it happened right in front of the official, and he tried to act like he didn't make contact, and Pat Adams was kind of forced to blow the whistle. Christian Brown with his first foul, and that's number 5 on the Dogs. Now Cincinnati has it in play. Mike Saunders, floppy blonde hair, gets it over to Ivanauskas. Now to Adams Woods through the lane. No, that's Davenport. Jeremiah Davenport slashing through the lane and laying it up from the right side. He's got 9 in the game for the Bearcats at 63-46, Georgia. Dogs run that weave at the top of the key. Now Kyer on the left baseline. They double it. Throw it way out front to half court. Jumping in the air, making the grab is Wheeler. He attacks quickly down the lane. And we got a foul on Cincinnati. Wheeler's running shot got all net on the underside of the net. It didn't go over the rim, but he was being fouled in the process, so now he's going to go to the line for 2 shots.
The Dogs will be in the bonus from here on out. That was the 7th on Cincinnati.
Foul was on Saunders, his first. Severe, left-handed shooter from Houston, Texas. Free throw rolls in there good. And Wheeler in double figures tonight. He's got 11 now in the ballgame to go with 6 assists. He's the 3rd Georgia player in double digits tonight. Kyer and Kamara each with 14. Tumani hadn't scored in the second half. He does have 1 rebound, and he's 1 rebound away from a double-double. Free throw good, Wheeler. He hit them both. He's got a dozen.
Oh, and they throw it away.
Cincinnati makes a mistake on the inbounds with Eason and David DeJulius, and they turn it over.
You know what? That's partly responsible to Georgia's defense because they were trying to break away from the defender, and they misread each other.
65-46 Dogs. Bearcats with a mistake. 17 turnovers by Cincinnati. Dogs have 15 tonight. Jackson Eder in the ball floor. Wheeler works one-on-one. Taking down the lane. Shoots from 6 feet. Too hard off the glass. Rebound, Ivanauskas for Cincinnati. Bearcats running hard to our right. DeJulius picks it up close to the baseline as he lost the handle. Fires it back to a teammate on the perimeter. Now they work with Williams, who's playing with 4 fouls and 8:50 to go. Davenport dribbles hard with a right hand. They come to the right wing now. Ivanauskas beyond the arc.
Look how much time they use. Georgia's defense is such that...
1 to shoot. He forces up an air ball. Kamara was on the shooter, and Ivanauskas, Chuck, as you pointed out, just ran out of time.
Yeah, well, Georgia's doing such a good job defensively that at a time when Cincinnati needs to score quickly, they not only need to score, they need to do it quickly. We're at 8:34 to play. They're down 19, but Georgia's making them eat a lot of clock.
Full court pressure by Cincinnati as Wheeler feeds it into Kamara. Ivanauskas will guard. Tumani, crossover and a screen at half court. Oh, then they pick his pocket in the front court. Williams knocked it away. Keith Williams to Davenport. Jab step with the right foot. Sends the ball to Ivanauskas to his left. Now it's Micah Adams-Woods. Now it's Williams who will get the opportunity to try to attack down the lane. He had a wide open trip to the basket, but Georgia reached in, crossed his body, and knocked the ball out of his hand, stripped it out of bounds. So Cincinnati will have to try again. 16 on the shot clock, 8:10 remaining in the game. Bearcats to inbound, left of the bucket. Williams looking into the corner. Here's a quick three. Davenport, front of the rim, no good. Jackson Eder the rebound in the lane for the Dogs. To Wheeler, diagonal pass right to Kamara. Euro step down the lane. The little runner off the back rim and the bounce away, no good, but he got fouled. And the foul on Ivanauskas, number 2, on the former Patriot League Player of the Year. Played at Northwestern early in his career, then transferred to Colgate, had a lot of success there, and graduate transfer to Cincinnati.
Yeah, Colgate qualified for the NCAA tournament, you might remember. Lost to Tennessee.
Free throw by Kamara is no good.
He was part of that. He was a very key part of that Colgate team.
Tumani sitting there with 14 points, all coming in the first half. Left-hander, free throw, up and in, good. First point of the second half to give him 15 points and 9 boards here against the Bearcats tonight. Less than 8 minutes to go. Cincinnati with the ball. They drive, and there's another whistle, and that's going to be on Kyer. A foul, a block is called as David DeJulius was trying to take him off the dribble. So Kyer with the foul. That is his first of the night, and that gets us into a timeout with 7:53 remaining here in Athens. Good news for Georgia. The Dogs 66, Cincinnati 46. Back after this, Bulldogs Sports Network.
The SEC taught us that anything is possible, that just when you think you've seen it all, you won't believe what happens next, that comebacks are not the makings of miracles, but are born out of preparation, perspiration, and perseverance. As the official bank of the SEC, at Regions, we take these lessons to heart and strive to bring our best every single day. What has the SEC taught you? Join the conversation with hashtag SEC Lessons. Regions Bank, member FDIC.
This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Atlanta. You can tailgate from anywhere with Dos Equis because nothing can stop college football's oldest tradition, drinking beer. Dos Equis, official beer sponsor of the College Football Playoff. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York. Copyright 2020.
At Subway restaurants, deals are delicious. And right now, you can choose from 2 great deals on delicious meals. Get a 6-inch cold cut combo, spicy Italian or Black Forest ham, plus chips and a 20-ounce drink for just $6. Or choose a 6-inch chicken and bacon ranch melt, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, or steak and cheese, plus chips and a 20-ounce drink for just $7. Either way, you get a great deal on a delicious meal. Only at Subway restaurants. Limited time only at participating restaurants. Additional charge for extras, plus applicable tax. No additional discounts or coupons may be applied.
Atlanta. You can tailgate from anywhere with Dos Equis because nothing can stop college football's oldest tradition, drinking beer. Dos Equis, official beer sponsor of the College Football Playoff. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York. Copyright 2020.
Dogs lead Cincinnati tonight 66-46. Getting a little bit late here in the ball game. 7:53 remaining. Scana Energy is a proud partner of Georgia Athletics. For every 3-pointer scored by the Bulldogs, Scana Energy will make a $25 donation to the University of Georgia General Scholarship Fund. The Dogs have hit 4 3-pointers tonight, 33 thus far for the season, racking up a total of $825 from Scana Energy, donated to the Georgia General Scholarship Fund, and we say thank you. Cincinnati will inbound the basketball. Far right end in front court. Williams lobs it in high to 7'1" Chris Vogt. Now they go back to Williams on the left block. He's doubled by Eder and Garcia. Out of trouble. Over to Davenport for a 3. Still cold from there. Missed it off the iron. Offensive rebound, Cincinnati. Cross the lane to Davenport. He kind of he had some trepidation about trying to attack the basket there, but he got hit on the arm and fouled by the Dogs as he went in for the contact.
Yeah, Tumani got him, and Tumani just didn't get up quite high enough to block just all ball. He caught him on the hand.
Kamara with his 3rd foul, and that'll put Jeremiah Davenport, 6'7" guard from Cincinnati, at the line. Free throw is up and in. Good. He gets into double figures with 10. It's only his 2nd free throw of the season. He's now 1 for 1. No, 1 for 2. Excuse me. I'll get it right in a minute.
He was his 2nd.
And there's his 2nd foul shot. Basic math is a problem. He's 2 for 3 on the season. And he made both of those.
Scott was told there'd be no math.
I was, believe me. I was told that a lot because I asked that question after high school. Do I have to do math anymore? Yes, you will later on. Much later in life, said a wise man. Here's Jackson Eder going to spin at the elbow, drive right out of the lane. Kind of threw it up awkwardly, hit it off the backboard, and no good. And Cincinnati with a rebound and a run out. And again, a foul on the other end of the floor on Georgia. Bearcats attacking. Garcia got snagged for the foul this time. That's his 2nd. 8th team foul on the Dogs now. So Cincinnati in the bonus. But this will be 2 for Keith Williams, a 55% foul shooter.
Boy, that's surprising. As good as he is at everything else.
And that free throw is all net.
That didn't look like a 55% shooter either, did it?
He's now 17 of 30 for the season. This is his first trip tonight. He single-handedly got Cincinnati back into the ball game against South Florida on Wednesday, even though they lost it. He had a 12-0 run by himself, and he hit both of those foul shots there. He's got a dozen points here in Athens tonight. Dogs ball in a 66-50 lead, 7:15 to go. Kyer stops before the half-court line, draws a double team, jumps and fires it over to P.J. Horn in the backcourt. Now they get it into the front side with 16 to set up. Kyer spins away from a defender, swiping at the ball. Now takes his man one-on-one, hooks a pass hard down on the baseline to Kamara.
Beautiful.
Slides under the basket, lays it in with the glass, and got the foul.
Well, again, you never let him have the baseline, and particularly you never let Tumani Kamara have it because he's got a big body and long arms, and he knows how to use both.
Foul on Davenport, Chuck, his 2nd, and Kamara back to the line. 17 points, make it 18 now with the free throw as it rattled around the rim and found the happy place as it rolled home. 69-50 now, Dogs. 6:54 remaining. Northeastern will be here on Tuesday night. 7 o'clock contest for the Dogs. And then the next game after that is the SEC opener against Mississippi State, Wednesday, December 30th at 7 o'clock. Williams, straightaway jumper, missed it poorly to the right, and then went sliding on the seat of his pants because he got fouled by Kyer. A little bit of a push, says the official, Anthony Jordan. Kyer, number 2 on him. And Williams back on the foul line.
Justin Kyer's asking the same question I want to know. When did he touch him? I mean, it was a terrible missed shot. I mean, I never saw Kyer touch him.
Williams free throw, all nets, good. Just saw a replay, a little bit of a tiny little tap after the shot.
Just after
like
the
on
shot.
a hand, maybe up high, but he sold it by went sliding on the seat of his pants. And that may be all that Anthony Jordan saw was the end result of a slight tap on the shot. Williams makes both free throws, and he's got 14 points to lead all Cincinnati scores. 69-52. Dogs attack Wheeler. Alley-oop lob. Oh, got tapped by Cincinnati as Kamara was going up high for what would have been a highlight dunk, but Cincinnati with a tap and a steal. They got the deflection. Now they get the bucket on the other end with Micah Adams-Woods. Georgia weaves through traffic with Kyer up ahead to Fagan. One-on-one. Windmill lay-in. Oh, left it short. He got fouled. Fagan went one-on-one. I think it was Davenport. No, it was Williams who committed the foul, his 5th, and he's gone for the 2nd straight game with time left on the clock. 6:17, and their top player fouls out again. And Fagan back on the free throw line for the Dogs. Actually, his first trip to the line tonight, tie in double figures with 10 points. And looking to add to that total with his first free throws coming up momentarily.
Doing a great job on the boards, too. He is active. For a guy that's not any bigger than Ty is, and not that he's a small guy, he's, probably 6'3", but.
Well, he's the Dogs' second leading rebounder so far this season, right at 6 a ball game. Missed the foul shot off the rim. Tonight he's got 8. He's got 10 points, 8 boards. Kamara sitting there with 18 points and 9 rebounds. He just needs one more for that second double-double. Fagan hits the foul shot. He made one, missed one. He's got 11. 70-54.
Double-double.
Cincinnati ball on the offensive end, far right end of the court, and Davenport just threw it away. He threw it to the wing to his freshman guard over there, Madsen, and he was cutting to the basket, and the ball just bounced right behind him and out of bounds.
He had left the location. He had left the building.
That's a lonely feeling, even though it's just a fraction of a second. As soon as the ball leaves your hands and you see the guy running the other direction. Dogs ball, work it up with 2 passes to Kyer. He'll work some clock now with 5:55 to go. Wheeler's got it. He slowly walks to the wing. Now back to the middle of the floor between the circles. DeJulius goes with him. Now Wheeler picks up the pace, threads the needle with a drive to Kyer, laying good. He wanted the contact, didn't get the whistle. He got the bucket.
You hear Tom Crean talk about cuts to the basket. That's what happens there. You get rewarded for it, and it pays off.
Kyer with 16. Ball is loose in the Cincinnati front court. Madsen goes to the court, cradles around it in the fetal position. We tie him up, and they call a jump ball. It may have been Kyer. Fagan and Kamara were also in the vicinity.
I tell you what, Kyer hustles, doesn't he?
He does indeed. And Georgia has the arrow on the tie-up, and so we'll get the takeaway. 5:27 remaining. Saunders back in for Cincinnati, and Harvey back in. And the freshman Madsen goes to the bench. The Dogs with Kamara and Kyer, Wheeler, Horn, and Fagan on the floor. And we inbound in the backcourt on the near sideline. Kamara, oh my goodness, what a screen. Kamara just set a screen, and Saunders crumples in a heap. Kyer misses a 3. Horn with the offensive rebound, put back in the air. And Cincinnati with another player shaken up. Saunders is hurting, and Eason is hurting for the Bearcats.
Wow.
My goodness. Oh, what a nasty screen Kamara set. It was a clean pick. Saunders is rubbing his neck. He might have whiplash after that thing.
Yeah, this segment brought to you by the local emergency room, huh?
74-54. The lead is back up to 20 for the Dogs. Big lead was at half at 23. Well, that pick by Kamara cleared some space. I know that. Saunders now with the basketball trying to run it off. He sprints into the front court. 5:06 remaining. Bearcats basketball. They're down 20. Adams Woods. Long three, left wing. Cold all night long. They miss again, and on the rebound, a foul.
They call P.J. Horn?
Pat Adams looking to the Georgia bench. Yep,
Yeah.
they're saying Horn hooked him.
Pat's had a rough night tonight.
.457 remaining. And it's going to put Cincinnati on the free throw line, I think. Well, they're going to go back and look at the video monitor first. So Steven Anderson and Pat Adams will look at the monitor, far right end of the floor, opposite end of where we are located. And both teams will take the opportunity to huddle up. This recap is brought to you by Regions. Get the Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card from Regions. Visit regions.com/GoDogs to order yours today. Georgia's lead at intermission was 49-26. The Dogs closing the half on a 15-0 run to build their largest lead of the ballgame. Then second half, Cincinnati. Different story in the first 4 minutes of the half. A 13-2 run to start to cut into Georgia's lead. They never got it into single digits because the Dogs called a couple of timeouts, and they were able to answer after that second one and push that lead back up to a manageable
I think
number.
they got it down to 12, and at that point, Georgia kind of threw up the stop sign and took it back up in the other direction, which is good to see. But again, you don't like to see them come out of the locker room and, start a half with that kind of a swoon.
Oh, definitely. And Tom Crean was the first to recognize that. He called 2 quick timeouts. And the second one kind of jump-started us back into things. And Georgia with 4 players in double figures tonight, led by Kamara, who has 18 points, 9 rebounds. Then Kyer with 16. Wheeler has 12 to go with 7 assists. He's close to a double-double as well. Fagan has 11 and 8. 74-54. Georgia by 20. And the officials, all masked up, are consulting one another. What are they going to call? They finished looking at the video monitor on a review. And Anthony Jordan's telling Tom Crean something, and Tom's reaction is that he doesn't really like the information he's receiving. They said Horn, the indication on the original call was he hooked him, was what Pat Adams told to the scorer's table. We didn't get an indication of exactly what they were looking for in the replay, but here's Chris Vogt, the 7'1" senior transfer from Northern Kentucky, missing another foul shot. Vogt, who came into the game, third leading scorer, averaging 9 points, 4.5 rebounds for Cincinnati, is scoreless tonight. And he's 0 for 3 from the line. Kind of pushes that shot up from the right shoulder, and he missed it again. He's 0 for 4. The Dogs rebound the miss. Fagan got the rebound, drops it off to Wheeler. Dogs go back to work. Less than 5 minutes to play in the ballgame. Handoff Horn, top of the key to Fagan. Drives to the right wing. He's got Harvey guarding. Dogs working around the opposite direction. Wheeler starts the drive, stops. He works against Saunders. Into the corner to Kyer. Look out, that's trouble. Reverse pivot, fade away 2, air ball straight away in the lane, and the shot clock expired, and the ball went out of bounds. It was all working against the Dogs there. Cincinnati possession. 74-54. Georgia with a 20-point lead, 4:27 remaining.
That was one of those strange situations where actually the ball was out of bounds on them, but there was just no time left on the clock.
Yes, Kyer's shot was an air ball, and the shot clock was hitting 0. Bearcats in black, dogs in white. Vogt, backdoor pass to Harvey, slashing to the bucket, off his hands and out of bounds. He turns it over. Cincinnati's body language is not good right now.
No, it's load up the bus and let's head back to Cincinnati.
Yes. What time does the plane leave?
That Skyline Chili's waiting.
Oh, yikes. I don't know about that. That might be an even longer night. They load up on that. 74-54, 20-point lead as Fagan finds Kyer open with a 45-foot pass, but the whistle blew before the pass. And it's a foul on Cincinnati. Zach Harvey whistled for a hold. And that's his 5th foul. So they've got 2 guys out of the game now, Harvey and Williams.
You know, a lot of this is the result of the speed at which Georgia played that first half, where they picked up so many just, foolish fouls because they got tired.
Fagan, free throw. The Logtown, Georgia native, knocks it down. Ty now with 12 points in the game and 9 rebounds. He had that brilliant double-double to open the season against Florida A&M. That free throw had some mustard on it, and he buries it. 13 for Fagan, who's closing in on another double-double. Cincinnati in a hustle, turns it over again. Ball rolls out of bounds under the basket, far right end of the floor. Dogs get it back. Another Cincinnati turnover. They got a bunch of those. 22 and counting. Kyer in the backcourt. Adams Woods trying to guard. Horn sets a screen at half court for Kyer. Dribbles it into the front court. Feeds to his right to Kamara. Rolls it off his foot on the dribble. But before that, a foul on Cincinnati. A hack on the arm by Mike Saunders. And we get into a timeout with 3:53 remaining. 76-54, Dogs lead Cincinnati. Back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Put on your red and black, grab your foam finger, and get ready to unleash the dogs. Scana Energy is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Every day is a dog day here, so get loud, Georgia. Join Scana Energy as we unleash the savings and cheer our team to glory this basketball season. Call 877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com to save.
Hey, Georgia Bulldogs, some of us may be cheering from home this season. Maybe you've got the big TV and game time snacks, but no room to cheer. No sweat. You've got options. When you work with Rocket Mortgage, you see all your options right up front. From down payments to closing costs, you know what fits your budget. So, if you need a home big enough for your whole team, Rocket can. Get started at rocketmortgage.com. Rocket Mortgage, proud mortgage partner of Georgia Athletics.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030.
Even before the victory celebration is over, great teams are back at it the next day, working to get even better. The team at Ford understands how hard work and dedication pay off. Over the last 30 years, Ford Explorer has been America's best-selling SUV. In fact, all Ford SUVs, like Explorer, Escape, and Edge, are built for victory. Score a great offer today at your local Ford dealer. Based on total cumulative OEM reported U.S. sales for all SUVs from calendar year 1990 through calendar year 2019.
Georgia with a 76-54 lead on Cincinnati here with 3:53 remaining in the game as we pause. 10 seconds, station identification on the Bulldogs Sports Network. At the SEC Championship at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Alabama 35, Florida 17. They are at the half. We're well past halftime here, approaching the end of this one, and Georgia has a 22-point lead and looking for more with 6'8" sophomore Tumani Kamara at the free throw line. The left-hander strokes home the free throw good.
That football game with Alabama and Florida, I was kind of pulling for a scoreless draw with some nasty brawls.
Are you not thinking of hockey? Missed the second foul shot. Kamara goes 1 for 2. Tumani with 19 points, 9 rebounds tonight as Georgia tries to go to 6-0 for the first time in 38 years, believe it or not, to start the season. The last time we did that, as the Dogs get a deflection and a steal, Fagan takes it high out of the air, dribbles it behind the back, and lays it up for the left side. He almost lost it on the behind the back. It went around the world, and the ball came up.
He passed it to himself behind his back.
Fagan getting it done. My goodness. Fagan now with 15. Cincinnati attacks on the right end. They run with Davenport. He runs right through our guy, Kamara, who's going to be called for a...
They called Kyer before he hit.
Really?
Yeah. That's what.
I think Kyer wants the next. He's like, I wasn't even in the play. They did call Kyer, though. They called his number. And that puts Cincinnati on the free throw line. 79-54, Dogs' largest lead of the ball game. So we rebuilt as that free throw from Davenport hangs on the iron and falls in good. It was 23 at intermission, then that 13-2 start to the second half for Cincinnati got them back in the ball game. But Georgia's able to pull back out and lead by their largest margin of the game now at 20. It was at 25, but free throws chewing into that a little bit. Davenport hits a pair. And they'll bring some full court pressure now. Fagan double teamed to Wheeler. Splits two defenders in the backcourt. Diagonal into the front side, and he's called for traveling as he tried to slam on the brakes and distribute. Wheeler called for the travel and the turnover right in front of our bench. 3:08 remaining. 79-56 Dogs. Georgia 3 minutes away from that sixth consecutive win to start the season. Again, going back the last time that happened when Georgia won 9 in a row. In the 83 season, that's the Bulldogs' only Final Four season. 82-83. What a great year that was. Ball is loose. Cincinnati going to get it near half court. Adams-Woods takes the pass from Saunders, attacks from the left side, misses the runner, and the Dogs get the basketball on the rebound. Fagan's going to explode off the left baseline. Right-hander off one leg is no good. He got fouled first, though.
Well, that was a great move by Ty. You know, once he drew the contact, you see him lean around the basket and get the shot up, realizing, hey, take a chance. If it goes, we get the three-point opportunity here.
And Fagan back to the line after the foul on Madsen. Free throw, good for Fagan. Building on his point total. 16 now in the ball game for Ty. Kamara, by the way, who just is exiting the ball game, got the double-double. 10 rebounds, 19 points for Tumani. Tumani, his second career double. His first coming a few games ago against Montana when he had that massive 17-rebound, 19-point performance.
And again, the Dogs just spreading the scoring out. I mean, you know, you've got 4 or 5 guys in double figures.
Yeah, it's 4 right now, and Fagan, who hit both foul shots, leaves the ball game as Christian Brown comes in. Fagan exits with 17 points and 9 rebounds. 2:28, now less than that. 81-56 is our score. Dogs. Yeah. Saunders for 3. Rattles out from the left corner, no good. Rebound, bounces off the floor a couple of times, picked up by the Bearcats. Cincinnati gets another crack. Davenport slides along the left baseline, under the basket, tried to go up for a scoop reverse lay-in, but he got fouled by Christian Brown first.
You know, Christian only needs 1 point to get to 10, so he'd be our 5th if we can get him a point somewhere in here.
Davenport to the line for 2 here. 2:12 remaining. Both teams in the double bonus here for the duration of the contest. Davenport from Cincinnati, Ohio. Right-handed shooter. Free throw is on the way, and it's good. He was 0 for 1 coming into the ballgame at the line tonight, but 5 for 5 in this contest, all in the second half. 81-57. Do I hear 58 from Mr. Davenport? Ball's in the air. Do not. Fell off the left side. Rebound saved by the freshman Taylor. Nope. He was over the end line when he was trying to save it from out of bounds. Josh Taylor just into the ball game. 6'9", 215-pound freshman from Norcross, Georgia. So Cincinnati gets another crack at it with 2:10 to go. Eason pushes it up right of the lane with a right hand. It rattles off the iron. No good. Offensive rebound, Davenport. The putback is good, and a foul on the Dogs. They'll count the bucket. And the foul is on Jonathan Ned, the 6'9 junior college transfer from California. And that'll put Davenport right back on the line. Well, let's keep him off the line. He's made all of his shots. Now he missed that one.
You jinxed him.
Some confusion. It was supposed to be an and one. Georgia got the rebound, and the referee blew the whistle. So now Georgia.
He didn't mean to.
Yes. I think he's like, oh, what's my next game? Oh, blow the whistle. He missed the free throw. Yeah, that was. All right, well, Georgia just had to inbound the basketball. Dogs work on the front end, less than 2 minutes to go. Ned has the dribble. His pass is tipped. He's trying to go to Taylor, but it was deflected and stolen by Cincinnati. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my
Davenport going in for the one-handed tomahawk. And Josh Taylor said, no, not just yet, buddy, with a severe block out of bounds into the right corner.
That's embarrassing, isn't it? You're going up, you think I
Not
got
for
the
Josh.
easy two, huh? No, Josh just not here. Not in my house.
Davenport cocked that arm way back behind his right shoulder, a little bit too far. And now the Dogs whistled for another foul. They're racking them up here late in the ball game. We're staggering to the finish line here time-wise, 1:37 to go. And back on the line go the Bearcats. This time, Micah Adams-Woods, the 6'3 sophomore guard. Left-handed shooter. He's got two coming up here. 97 seconds remain. Free throw by the lefty is good. 81 to 60 is our score now. Georgia by 21 points. Second free throw, good. Dogs scramble to get the ball inbounds against full court pressure. Kyer bring it down the middle of the floor. Saunders bumping him chest to shoulder as he comes into the front court, and finally will get called for a foul as Kyer tried to go by him.
I got to tell you something, and I'm not, I understand each week is different, each game is different, but Tennessee, which is ranked as one of the top teams in the country right now, and certainly the tops in the SEC, Tennessee only beat these guys by 9 points.
Kyer, free throw, all net, good. And Justin now with 17 points in the ball game. Yeah, Cincinnati 2-3 coming into tonight with wins over Lipscomb and Furman. Second free throw, rattles and rolls, good. Losses to three pretty good teams, Xavier at Tennessee, and then in their conference opener Wednesday at home, they lost to South Florida. Davenport, jump stop in the paint, puts it up from 6 feet, good with a right hand right in front of the basket. 83-63, 70 seconds to go. Dogs are up by 20 and on their way to their 6th consecutive win. Christian Brown dribbles behind the screen from Ned and then threw it into the backcourt.
Well, it slipped off his hand. He was trying to bring it
He still
around.
threw it into the backcourt.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Can't argue that. He sure did.
But you're right. He didn't have full possession of that pass when he tried to one-hand it.
It just slipped off his hand.
Dogs in a 2-3 zone. There's a
now.
steal by Brown on the far sideline, but it bounces out of bounds. Couldn't get control of it, but he did deflect it, and he'll force Cincinnati to inbound it in the backcourt. Less than a minute to go. Dogs will play a zone with Kyer and Eder and Ned and Brown. And who else is in there? Taylor. And Madsen hits a rare three for Cincinnati. Their 5th of the night, 5 for 29 on three-point shots. That's not a good percentage. 83-66 is the score. Georgia out front, as they have been all night long. 31 seconds to go, 15 on the shot clock. Jackson Eder dribbles top of the key. Cincinnati still playing hard man-to-man defense. Ned for three, right in front of us, left corner, off the rim. Rebound tapped out to half court. Saved over the end line by Eason to the rim. Adams-Woods, and it's knocked away by Georgia. That's not goaltending, is it?
I believe it is.
Was it? Yep.
I believe that's
think
exactly
what
what
they called
that
it.
was.
Okay. So 83-68. Dogs can dribble out the clock here. 10 seconds to go. Georgia's Kyer gets it across the half-court line, slowly slapping at it, the ball with the right hand to dribble it out. And the Dogs will go to 6-0 right now, 83-68. Good win over the Cincinnati Bearcats. They dropped to 2-4. Georgia now improves to 6-0 to start the season. 6-0 to begin the year for the first time in 38 years, folks. And look to go to 7-0 when they host Northeastern Tuesday night in this building, December 22nd at 7 o'clock.
And Scott, not only are they playing well, they're just fun to watch. It's a fun brand of basketball to watch that Tom Crean has brought into Stegman Coliseum. Now that he's got guys in the positions that have the experience and the maturity, and he's had to do it through graduate transfers.
Yep.
Now you see what this brand of basketball looks like, and it's fun to watch. It really is. Now they're getting better defensively, too.
Well, they got over the 80-point plateau again. Georgia averaging 82 a game coming into tonight. We get 83 in this win. And since Tom Crean's arrival, when Georgia scores 80 points or more, they're now 23-5.
Oh, I like that.
I like that, too, because when they score less than 80 points, it's not a good number.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something. They're going to have a lot of nights where they score north of 80, but their defense now is so much better than it's been the last couple of years that they're going to be able to win some of those games where even when they score under 80.
83-68 is our final tonight. Dogs get it done over the Cincinnati Bearcats. Now stay tuned for our Regions Locker Room Report, brought to you by Regions, where you can get the Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card. Visit regions.com/GoDogs to order yours today. Chuck and I and Adam will rejoin you in just a moment here at Stegman Coliseum. Again, the final 83-68. Dogs a winner over Cincinnati on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Did you hear the news about David Perdue's stock trades?
Outrage now growing over reports that at least 4 U.S. senators dumped millions of dollars worth of stocks just before coronavirus sent the markets into a free fall.
David Perdue bought and sold stock shortly after a private Senate briefing on the virus.
Stock in Pfizer, a pharmaceutical company now developing a coronavirus vaccine.
He bought stock in DuPont, which makes the protective personal equipment.
David Perdue bought and dumped up to $14 million in stock, more trades than any U.S. senator. Worse, while David Perdue was lining his pockets, he told us the virus posed little risk, leaving Georgia unprepared. There's a better choice. John Ossoff leads investigations of corruption for news organizations around the world. He's refusing donations from corporate PACs. And John Ossoff will listen to doctors and scientists to defeat this virus and rebuild our economy.
I'm John Ossoff, candidate for Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by John Ossoff for Senate.
This is Georgia Basketball, sponsored by Progressive. Drivers who save with Progressive save over $750 on average.
Atlanta. You can tailgate from anywhere with Dos Equis because nothing can stop college football's oldest tradition, drinking beer. Dos Equis, official beer sponsor of the College Football Playoff. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York. Copyright 2020.
We saved big money with our Progressive Home and Auto Bundle and used the cash to take a family vacation.
To Hawaii.
Who's up for a luau?
Yeah!
This is not a real testimonial. Sure, customers can save big money with Progressive, but not enough to go to Hawaii. They'll probably use it for things like the mortgage and groceries, or even a travel magazine, so at least they can see pictures of Hawaii.
Aloha!
Yes, say hello to those beautiful Hawaiian beaches in that magazine. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Atlanta. You can tailgate from anywhere with Dos Equis because nothing can stop college football's oldest tradition, drinking beer. Dos Equis, official beer sponsor of the College Football Playoff. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York. Copyright 2020.
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, welcome to the Locker Room Report, presented by Regions. Regions. Get the Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card from Regions. Visit regions.com/GoDogs to order yours today. Coming up, reaction from the Dogs locker room, stats, and a look again at other games around the SEC and across the country. Now, let's go back courtside.
And welcome back to our Regions Locker Room Report. Get a Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card from Regions. Just visit regions.com/GoDogs to order yours today. Scott Howard, Chuck Dowdle back here courtside at Stegman Coliseum with you. Adam Gillespie is our producer-engineer, and Zach Jewell is in our Piedmont Healthcare Network studios. Chuck, I don't know that I've ever seen Georgia's head coach happier after a ball game than he was after this when Georgia wins it 83-68 over Cincinnati. The coach just now left the floor. He after the game, he went into the student section, mask on, up there thanking the students, taking pictures with the students, and thanking them for their support to help get this Georgia win.
And good for him because, listen, it takes some effort, as you well know. And at this particular point in time, to make that effort, to come out knowing that it's going to be a limited crowd and it won't have the atmosphere and the electricity that that usually draws you to Stegman Coliseum. I think you really want to show appreciation to those that make that effort. And that's what Coach Crean just did. And I got to tell you something. I can't say it enough. It's heartbreaking that you can't have a packed house because this is the kind of team that you want a packed house to see play basketball. And this is the kind of team that a packed house wants to see.
Yes.
Because they're good. They're fun to watch. They spread. Look at all that scoring spread out tonight. I think we had 4 guys in double figures and one just 1 point shy. So, and 6 guys on the team averaging double figures. That's a nightmare for opposing defenses.
Yeah, that's a lot to prepare for. You don't know where it's coming from. And tonight it came from a lot of different directions. Again, as you pointed out, 4 players in double figures and another with 9 points. And it's not just scoring either. I mean, you got multiple guys rebounding the basketball, getting close to double figures there.
It has to be a team effort with them because they're not, as you pointed out, when they're going against a 6'10" and 7'1" guy inside in the post. That makes it a little difficult for our little bitty guys. But
they were pretty ineffective tonight, too. Chris Vogt for Cincinnati at 7'1" and 260, and Rapolis Ivanauskas at 6'10" and 235. Both of those guys for Cincinnati, they were starters tonight, and they were deemed ineffective by the way Georgia played this ball game.
I loved it. I loved watching it. I loved the team chemistry that Georgia has and that they're getting better. Their defense is really getting better. At a point in this game when Cincinnati was trying desperately to get back into it and had Georgia, had some run-outs and got some points, and they were making – Georgia's defense was able to, when they'd come down and set up and run their half-court offense, Georgia's defense, I think twice, got them on shot clock possessions, and I don't know how many times deflected balls and came away with steals, and just the things that you have to do, the dirty work that is defense, the hard, dirty work. And Georgia's doing that.
We'll see how, when we talk with Tom Crean coming up here in our post-game coverage, we'll see how many deflections we had. I would say we had a pretty high number again. I mean, they had 24 turnovers. We had 22, so the ball was changing hands a lot, but it was just the pace of the game.
But they came in averaging just 13 turnovers a game. We averaged 17.
Yeah.
So, we were about at our average. They were well above their average.
Georgia wins it tonight 83-68 to go to 6-0. Best start to a season in 38 years by our record. Georgia started 9-0 in our Final Four season, 1982-83. This is the first time we've been undefeated this far along, 6 games in that span of time, which is, and it's not like the schedule has been, we're not playing Final Four teams here, but still to win all 6 of your games, and then you got a program like Cincinnati tonight, which has been to Final Fours and which has won national championships in their history and is a regular in the NCAA tournament, and that's probably why Tom Crean was so happy. He has a history with this program in his days at Marquette.
No doubt.
And he got it done tonight with his team.
And as I was telling you earlier, this team, Tennessee in Knoxville only beat them by 9. So, Georgia's showing that they can compete and play with the very best. I said earlier, it was kind of interesting this week. Georgia had more votes for the top 25 than Kentucky.
Yeah, that's not
and right now that's
not a common occurrence. Well, Kentucky's 1-5 now. Is that what it is? 1-5 for the Wildcats, and they've played a very challenging schedule. And their head coach, told their fans several games ago, "Don't be mad at these kids. Be mad at me for this schedule." And they probably will be.
It doesn't take. It's been my observation through the years. It doesn't take an invitation to get the Kentucky fans mad at the coach.
That's a good point.
Usually, a turnover in a game will do that.
Georgia winner here tonight, 83-68. When we come back, we'll tell you who our IBEW player of the game is. And a lot of choices tonight for the guys in the winning locker room. This is the Regions Locker Room Report. Brought to you by Regions, where you can get the Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card. Visit regions.com/GoDogs to order yours today. Again, 83-68, the final tally. Dogs win, now 6-0 on the season as they knock off Cincinnati tonight. We're back after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
The SEC taught us that it's easy to love winning, but that the best of the best know where to look for the win, even in losing. Because setbacks are an inevitable part of almost any endeavor, and the hardest lessons are the ones that teach us the most. As the official bank of the SEC, at Regions, we believe every day is a good day to dig deeper. What has the SEC taught you? Join the conversation with hashtag SEC Lessons. Regions Bank, member FDIC.
Northside Hospital reminds you to stay safe and stay healthy during the pandemic. It's easy to do a few simple things every day. Wash your hands frequently and disinfect hard surfaces in your home. Don't touch your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. Always wear a mask in public and wash your hands before and after removing your mask. And if you're in a crowded place, stay at least 6 feet apart from others. For more information and CDC safety guidelines, go to northside.com/COVID-19.
This is Georgia Basketball, sponsored by Progressive's Home Insurance. Get your quote at progressive.com today.
Atlanta. You can tailgate from anywhere with Dos Equis because nothing can stop college football's oldest tradition, drinking beer. Dos Equis, official beer sponsor of the College Football Playoff. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas White Plains, New York. Copyright 2020.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mop Crew is part of our winning team. The Libman Mop Crew makes sure the hardwood is clean and safe for players every game at Stegman Coliseum. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Our mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family-made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see our whole lineup and for a store locator. That's Libman.com.
Atlanta. You can tailgate from anywhere with Dos Equis because nothing can stop college football's oldest tradition, drinking beer. Dos Equis, official beer sponsor of the College Football Playoff. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas White Plains, New York. Copyright 2020.
The Dogs get a deflection and a steal. Fagan takes it high out of the air, dribbles it behind the back, and lays it up for the left side. He almost lost it on the behind the back. It went around the world, and the ball came up.
To himself behind his back.
And that is your ultimate drive of the game, driven by BMW. Right now, come in and get exceptional offers on the full line of BMWs. Visit one of your Atlanta area BMW centers soon for a test drive. BMW is a proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers. There were a lot of those type drives tonight by this Georgia team. Welcome back to our Regions Locker Room Report. Georgia winner over Cincinnati 83-68. Our postgame coverage is brought to you by Regions, where you can get a Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card. Visit regions.com/GoDogs to order yours today. And Coach Tom Crean, a happy Coach Tom Crean, joining us.
No, I'm not happy. I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic.
Well, join the crowd here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just proud of the way we competed. And there's no question that there was I'd be lying if I say I didn't have anxiety and anguish leading into this game in the sense of, okay, this is where the competition has really stepped up. And they were coming off a two-game losing streak, and I have a lot of respect for John Brandon. And as I said to the team, for my first year on as a head coach at Marquette at the age of 33, everything was measured by the Cincinnati Bearcats to me. And so it's extra personal and special to me because that was the bell cow, that was the gold standard, whatever you want to call it, when I got started as a head coach. And we lost twice the first year to Cincinnati. So I told the team, Kenyon Martin blocked a shot. I'm still not sure that they've ever found that ball. He blocked it so high into the crowd. But the next year we did something that no one had ever done to a Bob Huggins team, and we beat them twice. And we were the only school outside of Cincinnati that won that league while we were all in the league together. Then eventually we went to the Big East. But Cincinnati stands for toughness. I mean, it's a great program, great tradition. And we knew they were going to come after it, and our guys responded. We had a great walkthrough. The coaches were talking about the warm-up being as good as it's been, and I was certainly concerned going into it because of exam week, and we've been a little up and down this week and not completely healthy and all those different things, but they competed at a high level.
Well, Tom, you say Cincinnati stands for toughness. What does that mean? Your program?
Well, I'm talking personally.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we matched it. We came and got it, so we got tougher tonight. There's no doubt. I learned a long time ago, okay, the win in advance mindset, yeah, that's okay. But if you really want to be good, you're improving while you're winning, and you're winning while you're improving. And tonight, we improved inside of the game. And we didn't shoot it great. Heck, we only made 4 threes. But the bottom line is we got to the foul line. We rebounded the ball. We've got to get better there. There's no doubt about it. We're not going to be able to win a ton of games if somebody's getting 17 offensive rebounds and turn them into 18 second chance points. I mean, we've got to keep doing a good job. But our speed, our quickness, we had 58 deflections. Severe had 14. Tumani had 11. Justin Kier had 12. That's important stuff. Tumani has a double-double in his first game back. Ty Fagan missed the double-double by 1 rebound. That's the kind of stuff we've got to have different guys stepping up all night. And if you'd have told me we're going to beat Cincinnati and Andrew Garcia and P.J. Horn combined for 4, I'm not sure I'd have bought any stock in that at the beginning of the night. But as I said to these guys, those guys defended well. They defended hard. They were threats. And some other people scored. And there's going to be a lot of different people score on this team throughout the year.
Yeah, those guys did a good job for you. Just because they were
not big
in the point category, they did a good job for you tonight.
We're not even shooting the ball well yet. We will, though.
Tom, was that first half, was that the best half of basketball that we've played since you got here?
I would say
don't think so long.
Well, yeah, that's a trick question.
Chuck wants you to say yes.
It's the best. It's the best we played this year. I would say, I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at the Tennessee game last year. Yeah, I mean, I would say so, right? I would say so because we were doing it through our defense, and we were getting out on that break, and we were playing with great speed. We made a couple of adjustments to move Severe around this week, and I thought that helped, and we added some things even today to help deal with the pressure, and the guys responded to that. I mean, they really did. They picked it up. So I would say based on the week of exams, based on Tumani not being healthy till just the last couple of days, and the way we came out, I would say yes.
What about your defense? And you know, it seemed to me that they've been averaging only 13 turnovers a game. They had, 24 tonight? Mm-hmm. And I mean, it looks like our defense is just getting better and better.
Well, we're active. We have to be. We have to be a team defense, and team defense is deflections, it's charges, it's 30-second violation or shot clock violations, it's doubling, it's all those types of things. I mean, it's just to us, we've got to be aggressive in everything we do because we're not big enough to not be. And if we can do that, then we've got a chance to keep improving. But this was a really, really good team that is picked, I think, in the top 2 or 3 in the AAC, and I don't have any doubt that they'll get there. And they're big, they're aggressive, and all that. So for us to get this done this way was huge, and our defense is the calling card. There's no doubt about it because that turns our break game on.
You had a 23-point lead at halftime, and then they came out with a 13-2 run to start the second half, and you had to call 2 quick timeouts there in the first 4 minutes or so. How did you get your team's minds right to finish the way you did?
Well, we were fearful of that. There's no doubt, and I think we even had some players on the team that were fearful of that. We're not good enough by any stretch of the imagination. What I don't want them to be is shocked. All right, when you play that well, don't be shocked, because if you played that well and you planned that well and you prepared that well, you should be able to carry it out. And we got a little jump shot happy. We got a little loose with the ball. And I don't believe in that whole theory of play at 0-0. I don't believe that, because I think that is a negative connotation. But we just want to stay on the attack. We want to stay aggressive, and we got away from that a little bit. And we knew the first 5 minutes of the half were going to be really, really important, because they were either going to fold the tents or they were going to come at us. And I didn't think they'd fold the tents, and they came at us. But we made some plays. Again, it was off of our defense. Got some free throws, those kind of things. So the ball went back through the basket, and then we started to feel better.
Coach, I understand that different weeks are different games and so forth and so on around this conference, around the league, around the nation. But what does it say to you that, Tennessee, considered one of the best teams in the country, Tennessee only beat them by 9 in Knoxville last week?
It's all different. Yeah, I don't look at it like that. I mean, we've. And this isn't coach speak, because I live it every day.
Understand.
We got a long way to go. I mean, we got a long, long way to go. It's going to be this is the kind of teams that we're going to be playing every night, and there'll probably be a few more NBA players on most of those teams, right? And we've got to be able to deal with that. And so, bottom line for us, if we can continue to improve, we had a couple practices this week that we thought we were 5-0. Rather than trying to get on a one-game winning streak against a team like the Cincinnati Bearcats. And some of that's maturity. Some of that is we haven't been through it, and we just have to continue to understand that this is all about improvement. And if we're not improving, if we're not staying tough and hungry, then we're not going to be very good. We're not going to be very good, and we can't back off. I don't think good teams ever arrive. And unfortunately, sometimes players think they arrive, but that's not how the team sees it. And what you have to do is keep everybody hungry, keep them moving forward, and try to build that level of oneness the best that you can.
Well, Tom, you may know this number. We'll throw this out to you as we let you go for tonight. But your team is 6-0 to start the season. That's the first time a Georgia team has been 6-0 in 38 years.
No, that's good.
And you go back to the only Final Four season this program has ever had, and that's the last time this happened.
That's interesting. I mean, it's we just got to stack wins
to start the year.
It's a great streak. It really is. We got to stack wins. I mean, we got to stack wins. We haven't been on the road yet. Wanted to keep this team as safe as we possibly could. The MTE thing got screwed up when some teams had to shut down.
Yep.
And so we didn't get that. We've got to keep getting better, and that's going to be our MO every day.
Well, you've got one more game before a little bit of a break, I guess. You've got Northeastern on Tuesday, and then Christmas break, and then the SEC opener the Wednesday following that on December 30th. So some time, I guess, away from the court coming up for your team, perhaps?
Yeah, I don't think – I mean, is that risky right now? There's no question. But you know what? I can't tell you this is hard. And, again, I preach every day that there are so many people that are going through such tough times in so many different ways. And I'll give them the death count, and I'll give them the new numbers, and to keep this thing in perspective that we are unbelievably fortunate to be doing this. But at the end of the day, they're 19 to 22 years of age, and it's different for them too. And they need, that I am constantly thinking about the mental aspect of this, probably too much. Because I really, I don't know if you can think about it too much, but I probably worry about it too much because they are resilient. But I do know these kids have worked extremely hard, and we just hope they're going to go home and be safe and smart and do the things that they've got to do. So,
Coach, let's just keep it going. This is fun to watch. So much fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I'm enjoying it. I think they're enjoying each other. Our bench energy was way better tonight than it was last week. It was a big focus this week. So this team listens. This team listens, and they support. And the more that we listen and support one another, the better we'll get.
Nice job tonight, Tom.
Yeah.
Congratulations on this one.
Yeah, I appreciate it very much. Go Dogs. And again, our fans, I said this to the students. I shouldn't be surprised, right, because we've set the attendance record the last 2 years. But in this climate that we're in right now, and with the limits, to have that amount of students in the building when they don't have to be in town, and to have them come out and support like that, I mean, it's unbelievable. And it just goes back again to what I said at the very beginning. Every person matters. And last week was loud. This week was louder. Our DJ is doing an unbelievable job. Our game management people are doing a great job. Our students are doing a great job. People are having fun. And to have people come in here and be supporting in this is just absolutely awesome.
Congratulations.
Well, let's do it again on Tuesday.
Absolutely.
How about that?
Go Dogs.
All right.
Thank you.
Coach Tom Crean, Georgia a winner tonight, 83-68 over Cincinnati. And we'll continue with more of the region's locker room report in just a moment here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
You've heard liberal Senator Chuck Schumer.
Now we take Georgia, and then we change America.
And radical liberal Congresswoman AOC.
We win these races in Georgia so that we don't have to negotiate.
Now hear Senator David Perdue.
No negotiation. Think about that. Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and John Ossoff want total control. They win Georgia, they'll have it. Illegal immigrants, voting. Police, defunded. Taxes, sky high. Our proud military, gutted. The Supreme Court, packed. Is any of that really what you want? It's easy to say, that'll never happen in America. But that's exactly what they've told us they will do. We're the only ones left who can stop them. We win Georgia, we save America.
I'm David Perdue, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message, paid for by Purdue for Senate.
For up-to-the-second news and special content on all things Georgia Bulldogs, visit GeorgiaDogs.com. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
At Community Coffee, we've been making great tasting coffee for over 100 years. But what makes us different isn't just how long we've been around, it's how far we're willing to go in pursuit of the perfect cup. We select only the finest beans and use over 4 generations of family roasting experience to give you the richest, most delicious coffee around. Find Community Coffee at your local grocery store or visit communitycoffee.com to order some today.
Yeah, this season I actually had little business cards made. Eric Rubino, Fantasy Baseball GM. You can keep that. Sure, the players are famous, but come game day, I decide their fate. What's that? Oh, you make $20 million? Well, I don't like your attitude. You benched! No, I'd never bench an all-star, but I could. That's also why I like Progressive's Name Your Price tool. With options based on my budget, they never throw me a curveball. That's a little baseball reference for you.
Get options based on your budget with Progressive, even if you're not a legend in your own mind. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Back here on the region's locker room report, Georgia winner tonight, 83-68. We talked with
Kyer.
We talked with a. What are you, Karnak over there?
Yeah.
Justin, we're going to rip open the envelope. May the fleas of 1,000 camels infest in your armpits. Justin Kyer is our IBEW player of the game. Chuck was reading in my mind before we can even get there. Kyer with a fine night for the Dogs, 18 points. Not the leading scorer. Tumani Kamara was the leading scorer with 19, and he had a double-double with 10. Justin Kyer kind of made the wheels turn a good bit tonight, though, Chuck.
That nice little run we had there late in the first half, he kind of keyed it. You know, he had a couple of steals, deflections, made a nice shot, drove in one time, scored. I mean, he kind of was the catalyst to that little run we had that sort of buried them right there at the end of the first half.
He had 18 points tonight, 6 for 11, hit a 3. Perfect from the line tonight, 5 for 5 on his foul shots, had a couple of rebounds and 3 assists. And Justin is our IBEW player of the game as the Dogs improve to 6-0 on the season. Let's run down our final numbers in tonight's win over Cincinnati. And these final stats are brought to you by Northside Hospital in Atlanta. Their surgeons have decades of experience with routine and complex surgeries. And today, Northside Hospital leads the Southeast in innovative procedures, performing nearly 40,000 robotic surgeries since 2005. Their confidence and compassion await you in Atlanta. Learn more at northside.com. The Dogs finished the game shooting 49%, Cincinnati at 39%. The Bulldogs were 4 of 13 on threes, 31% there. Cincinnati hoisted a lot more than the Dogs did, and they missed a bunch too. 5 of 29 from three for the Bearcats tonight, just 17%. Free throw percentage, Georgia wins that category, 21 of 25 from the line, 84%. Cincinnati, dreadful from the foul line, 55% tonight. They hit just 11 of 20 foul shots. And the Dogs out-rebounded by Cincinnati by 1, 39-38. Bearcats made a push there in the second half to get the rebounding numbers back a little bit in their favor. They lose that category by 1. Off the bench, Cincinnati's bench scored 34. And Georgia's bench scored 15. The Dogs had 22 turnovers to the Bearcats' 24. And individually, as we said, it was Tumani Kamara with his second career double-double, 19 points, 10 rebounds. Justin Kier, our IBEW Player of the Game selection, 18 points tonight, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Ty Fagan was a rebound shy of a double-double. He had 17 points and 9 boards, 5 of 6 from the line and 6 of 9 from the field. And Severe Wheeler, the fourth Bulldog player in double figures, he had 12 and 7 assists tonight. The rest of the scoring, Christian Brown finished with 9 points for the Bulldogs. McMillan, Eder, Garcia, and Horn all had 2. If I didn't say their name, that means they did not score. The leading scorer for Cincinnati was Davenport. Jeremiah Davenport came in averaging 7 a game. He finished with 18 tonight. They had 3 guys in double figures, including Keith Williams, who fouled out of the ball game with 14 points. So there you go. Georgia 83, Cincinnati 68. Next up is Northeastern, Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, right back here. That's on December 22nd. So Monday morning we'll get tested so we can be here Tuesday for this basketball game.
That's right. What time? 7 o'clock?
7
o'clock. Yeah, 6:35 for your airtime here
okay.
Along these fabulous Bulldog Network stations.
Also,
on Monday, don't forget, we start the Bulldogs Live with Coach Tom Crean. And that's from 8 to 10. Coach Crean on in the first hour of the show. 8 to 10 on Monday nights now as that show moves to Monday night. So this Monday will be the first Bulldogs Live with Coach Tom Crean, and you can hear that on many of these, again, terrific Bulldog network stations, and you can hear it on the Bulldog app and all of those sort of things. So Monday night, Bulldogs Live. Tuesday night, Georgia and Northeastern in the next men's basketball game. And then tomorrow, we find out where Georgia will be playing in a bowl game.
Yeah, so we got a bowl game left. That'll wrap up football. A great signing week we had. Coach Smart and that staff again, stacking another terrific recruiting class, and now this start that basketball's gotten off to has everybody excited.
And the SEC championship game going on right now, by the way, Alabama 35, Florida 24. They are getting late in the third. So it's an 11-point ball game there, getting late in the third quarter over in Atlanta. Here tonight, the final was 83-68. Georgia now 6-0 to start the season for the first time in 38 years. That's good news. They'll try to go to 7-0 on Tuesday, and we hope you can join us. Stay tuned. We've got more coverage post-game brought to you by Regents. It's coming up with Zach Jewell. He's in the Piedmont Healthcare Network studio, and he'll close us out. So for Adam Gillespie, our producer-engineer, and Chuck Dowdle, I'm Scott Howard saying so long from Athens on this winning night. Zach Jewell is next here on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Did you hear the news about David Perdue's stock trades?
Outrage now growing over reports that at least 4 U.S. senators dumped millions of dollars worth of stocks just before coronavirus sent the markets into a free fall.
David Perdue bought and sold stock shortly after a private Senate briefing on the virus.
Stock in Pfizer, a pharmaceutical company now developing a coronavirus vaccine.
He bought stock in DuPont, which makes the protective personal equipment.
David Perdue bought and dumped up to $14 million in stock, more trades than any U.S. senator. Worse, while David Perdue was lining his pockets, he told us the virus posed little risk, leaving Georgia unprepared. There's a better choice. John Ossoff leads investigations of corruption for news organizations around the world. He's refusing donations from corporate PACs. And John Ossoff will listen to doctors and scientists to defeat this virus and rebuild our economy.
I'm John Ossoff, candidate for Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by John Ossoff for Senate.
This is Georgia Basketball, sponsored by Progressive. Drivers who save with Progressive save over $750 on average.
You've heard liberal Senator Chuck Schumer.
Now we take Georgia, and then we change America.
And radical liberal Congresswoman AOC.
We win these races in Georgia so that we don't have to negotiate.
Now here's Senator David Perdue.
No negotiation. Think about that. Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and John Ossoff want total control. They win Georgia, they'll have it. Illegal immigrants, voting. Police, defunded. Taxes, sky high. Our proud military, gutted. The Supreme Court, packed. Is any of that really what you want? It's easy to say, that'll never happen in America. But that's exactly what they've told us they will do. We're the only ones left who can stop them. We win Georgia, we save America.
I'm David Perdue, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message. Paid for by Perdue for Senate.
The Regions Bank Locker Room Report continues now from the Piedmont Healthcare Studios as we take a look around the country at everything happening here on a late December Saturday night. We'll start with SEC Hoops, where everything is final at this point. 22nd ranked UNC topped a struggling Kentucky team 75-63. They make the Wildcats now 1-5 on the season. Auburn beat Troy 77-41. Alabama dropped a close one 73-71 to Western Kentucky. And Ole Miss fell to Dayton 65-62. And to round out the night, they tipped off the same time as us, but Vanderbilt pulls out a close one 59-50 over Radford up in Nashville. More finals around the top 25. Number 1 Gonzaga beats number 3 Iowa 99-88. Number 2 Baylor raced by Kansas State 100-69. And number 20 Ohio State handles UCLA 77-70. There are 2 games in progress right now, both in the second half. First up, number 7 Villanova hosting St. Joe's with 8:25 to go in the second half. Villanova leading 72-52 and 6:05 to go in second half action. 15th ranked Florida State is trailing at home to UCF 67-61. It's also championship weekend around college football. The Pac-12 got us started late last night with Oregon upsetting undefeated USC. They win 31-24 to claim the Pac-12 championship. Earlier today, 4th ranked Ohio State cemented a likely playoff spot, beating Northwestern 22-10, and Iowa State's playoff hopes were dashed at the hands of number 10 Oklahoma as the Sooners tackled the Cyclones 27-21 to take the Big 12 title. Many people thought the ACC championship up in Charlotte would be a close one. Notre Dame started out up 3-0, then Clemson struck.
Lawrence shotgun, Etienne right side, 2 wide out, left 1 right, play action. Lawrence looks downfield, going to throw it downfield. Got Rogers open, hits him at the 35. Rogers off to the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson.
That's Don Munson from JMI Sports. The Tigers never looked back, scoring 3 more touchdowns on their way to winning 34-10, avenging their loss to Notre Dame earlier this season. 2 games in progress now. First up, the AAC Championship, featuring the football version of the Cincinnati Bearcats. They lead that one 24-17 with 6:01 to go in the third quarter over number 23 Tulsa and down in Atlanta.
So from the 17-yard line, shotgun formation, Najee Harris to the right of Mac Jones, who will throw that way back to Harris, makes the catch at the 10, at the 5, reaches for the goal line. Touchdown, Alabama. The 3rd touchdown reception of the first half for Najee Harris.
That's Dave Neal from the SEC Radio Network on the call as Bama struck just before the half there. Najee Harris's 4 first-half touchdowns, by the way, ties an SEC record set by Auburn's Trey Mason back in 2013 for most touchdowns by an individual player in an SEC title game. That does it for a look at scores around the nation. A quick update on that score. Florida did just score a touchdown, by the way. Number 1 Alabama leading 35-31 as the final 3 seconds tick off the third quarter clock. So we'll go to the fourth with Bama leading and having the ball. We're back in 2 minutes to check what's coming up for the Dogs right after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Did you hear the news about David Perdue's stock trades?
Outrage now growing over reports that at least 4 U.S. senators dumped millions of dollars worth of stocks just before coronavirus sent the markets into a free fall.
David Perdue bought and sold stock shortly after a private Senate briefing on the virus.
bought stock in Pfizer, a pharmaceutical company now developing a coronavirus vaccine.
He bought stock in DuPont, which makes the protective personal equipment.
David Perdue bought and dumped up to $14 million in stock, more trades than any U.S. senator. Worse, while David Perdue was lining his pockets, he told us the virus posed little risk, leaving Georgia unprepared. There's a better choice. John Ossoff leads investigations of corruption for news organizations around the world. He's refusing donations from corporate PACs. And John Ossoff will listen to doctors and scientists to defeat this virus and rebuild our economy.
I'm John Ossoff, candidate for Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by John Ossoff for Senate.
This is Georgia Basketball, sponsored by Progressive's Home Insurance. Get your quote at progressive.com today.
Atlanta. You can tailgate from anywhere with Dos Equis because nothing can stop college football's oldest tradition, drinking beer. Dos Equis, official beer sponsor of the College Football Playoff. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York. Copyright 2020.
These days I'm spending a lot more time at home, which means I need ways to easily control my comfort. And here's an insider tip. If you're a Georgia Power residential customer, you may be eligible for up to a $75 instant rebate on a smart thermostat. Here's how. Georgia Power's online marketplace features thermostats from brands like Google Nest, Honeywell, and Ecobee, as well as a variety of LEDs and smart home products like smart speakers, Wi-Fi routers, indoor cameras, and more. Just visit the site and start shopping. Shop now at GeorgiaPowerMarketplace.com.
Atlanta. You can tailgate from anywhere with Dos Equis because nothing can stop college football's oldest tradition, drinking beer. Dos Equis, official beer sponsor of the College Football Playoff. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York. Copyright 2020.
And welcome back inside the Piedmont Healthcare Studios as the Dogs win today 83-68. We've got one final non-conference tune-up before we hit the gauntlet of SEC play. Northeastern comes to town on Tuesday for a 7 p.m. tip, meaning our pregame coverage will begin at 6:35 here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Also, programming note to pass along, Bulldogs Live with Coach Tom Crean returns on Monday night from 8 to 10 p.m. right here on many of these same Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network stations, so tune in then. And Mondays moving forward throughout the season to hear from the head basketball coach. Coach Smart's Bulldogs are anxiously awaiting their next opponent after the regular season was suddenly ended when Vanderbilt couldn't make it down this past weekend. They will know where they're going by this time tomorrow after the College Football Playoff Committee releases their final rankings of the season, so stay tuned to your media of choice for that announcement whenever it comes down tomorrow. Whatever and whenever the next game may be, we'll have full coverage right here for you on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. But for now, we'll take an 83-68 win for the Dogs. For Chuck Dowdle, Scott Howard, and engineer Adam Gillespie courtside at Stegman, I'm Zach Jewell from the Piedmont Healthcare Studios. Thank you for making us your choice of entertainment for the evening. We'll talk to you again on Tuesday night. Until then, happy holidays and go Dogs from the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, you've been listening to the Locker Room Report, presented by Regions. Today's coverage has been brought to you by Regions. Get the Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card from Regions. Visit regions.com/GoDogs to order yours today. The preceding has been a presentation of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, powered by Learfield IMG College and JMI Sports.